Let's get nasty on a Thursday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. 201, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. If you want to get leave us something today, mic drop, text message, you know how to do so via the 101 ESPN app. Or if you want to text us again, the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Snake Pit active, ready to go. Baby. Shout out to the Snake Pit. That's our Air Alliance team YouTube channel at 101 ESPN STL.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear a lot of our listeners' thoughts. So again, like Anthony said, text message or the mic drop feature on the app, because everybody now has had almost 24 hours to digest. Well, the Cardinals losing, again, for one thing, but then John Mozeliak's comments as well. So I want to check the temperature of the Cardinals fan base and our listeners. So leave us a mic drop with how you're feeling about the Cardinals and, I don't know, about what John Mozeliak said about how he's excited about where the club is right now.
Mo and his philosophy have to go. Mo and his philosophy has to go.
Well, that's our first one from Janet.
I was going to say, they're probably as hot as this studio is.
Yeah, what the hell's going on in here?
I don't know.
It's always something.
After the next break, I'm bringing one of those fans in here.
Can you make sure it goes the one that goes back and forth?
Oscillates.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't spend
every day.
I didn't spend
Oscillating fan.
Didn't spend 4 years of college, Carey, but I got that one on lockdown.
You nailed that.
Yeah.
Our good buddy Bernie Michaelis, at Michaelis, his last name, he tweeted out, much has gone wrong for the St. Louis Cardinals offense this season. Here are two. One, Goldschmidt and Arenado have combined for 3 home runs that have produced just 5 RBI. And 2, the Cardinals have scored 34 runs on homers, fewest in Major League Baseball. Again, that's how many runs the Cardinals have produced on home runs, which are 34. They also now officially have the fewest home runs in Major League Baseball at 21. We were talking about that yesterday. We were breaking down the offensive statistics. That was before everything got updated after yesterday. They hit 1 home run, which is Wilson Contreras. They were tied going into yesterday with the Chicago White Sox. Not a team you want to be tied with in anything this season. The White Sox had 20 going into yesterday. The Cardinals had 20 home runs going into yesterday. Cardinals hit 1. The White Sox hit 2. So the White Sox now with 22 home runs. They're 29th in Major League Baseball in that category. The Cardinals are 21.
What do you think the issue is? I mean,
most of the hitting, Carey.
Well, no, I mean,
I would say the offense, Carey.
I think you both are spot on. What's the issue with not hitting home runs? I mean, we clearly know about launch angle. We learned about that last year with Jordan Walker. He was not having the correct launch angle, so I would assume everyone else does have the correct launch angle.
Apparently
However,
not.
So they all need to go down and restart?
Yeah,
Hit the restart button?
Carey, I don't know. I think that I personally feel like the entire organization is kind of shrugging their shoulders and, just basically regurgitating the same stuff over and over. Well, like this happens. There's hot streaks and cold streaks throughout the season, and we know what Goldie is. We know what Arenado is. We know what Gorman can do. Okay, that's great, but what are they doing now? You're how many games into the season now?
30.
30-ish?
Is it 30?
Somewhere hovering. Let's just say hovering around 30. Okay.
20.
That's a lot. It's a sample size, but it's still a pretty good sample size.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I don't think anybody knows what the hell to do.
They're 14-17.
Yeah,
That's 31
games.
There you go.
The
Pirates
are college, but got math good too. Good job.
Numbers, baby.
The Pirates are 14-18. So
I can't remember your phone number, but I'll give you that one.
The Pirates are 14-18. So at least you got them to.
What are we doing?
Lean on.
What are we doing?
So, Carey, you had asked, what's the issue? What's the problem? Why aren't they hitting home runs?
Yes.
I mean, from just a pure physics standpoint, you got to be able to barrel the ball. You got to be able to barrel the ball with enough exit velocity, and you also need to have the proper launch angle. Jordan Walker, ironically, has got the highest barrel percentage on the team right now at 7.5.
But Anthony, he's not on the team.
Here's the thing. Here's what
So you asked what's wrong.
You're correct.
It's one of the things. That's just barrel percentage.
I think if you hit the ball hard, at some point you're going to hit the ball out. Is that fair to say?
Not if you hit the ball on the ground, which was the problem last year with Jordan Walker. He was hitting the ball incredibly hard, but he was hitting it on the ground.
So
3 inches into the turf.
He needs to change his launch angle, and
that's why yes.
Everyone else. because no one else is hitting the ball. If they're not even getting the barrel on the ball, Anthony, I don't know if this is physics or what this is. I don't think it's going to go anywhere over the fence.
Yeah.
Just my 2 cents.
So Gorman has the highest launch angle.
Ooh. I don't give a damn about analytics.
He's second with barrel percentage, but I mean it does factor in. If you just narrow in, just focus in on the Cardinals.
How many home runs Gorman got?
Two, I think.
Two?
I think.
Well, but he's not doing.
Contreras has 4.
Oh,
maybe 5 now after yesterday.
So Contreras is second with the, and we're talking about the degree of the launch. So Contreras is second with the launch angle. Contreras is third with barrel percentage, and in terms of average exit velocity, he's actually down. They're not doing. There's not one player that's doing anything incredibly well right now with the Cardinals. That's why you have the team that you have. The problem is you're also not doing anything else well. So you're not stealing bases. You're not getting on base. I think Marsh pitched kind of an interesting question of, is it possible for the Cardinals to manufacture offense without the long ball? The answer is no. If you're not getting on base, if you're not stealing bases, you're suffocating your own offense. So you're not hitting the ball out of the yard. You're not slugging, which means you're also not collecting doubles and triples and things like that. If you do get on base, you're not stealing bases. You're not stealing bases at a decent clip. But if you take a big step back, you're flat out not getting on base. You can't do anything if you don't get on base. You can't drive runners in. You can't get them over. The whole offense is terrible right now for the Cardinals.
So again, let's just go right back to the first question. How do the Cardinals fix it? And we're not going to fix it. Like BT said yesterday, if he knew how to fix it, he'd have a nice big office and probably making lots of money right now with the Cardinals.
Right.
Same for us. If I knew how to fix it, I mean, the Cardinals would hire us to fix their offensive problems, but they're the experts. They're the coaches that are in place. They're the players, they're future Hall of Famers possibly, and Arenado and Goldie. It can't. I know it's not acceptable, and I know as an athlete, and Carey, I know you know this as well. It's not like Goldie and Arenado and those guys are going to the ballpark every day not caring.
Right.
In fact, they're probably caring so much that's part of the problem is they're in their own heads too, to a certain amount of the responsibility.
Yeah.
So now it's going to be up to the hitting coach and other veteran players to pull them out of their own head. Mm-hmm. You got to try and find it. 'Cause I've been there before, watching teammates just absolutely implode, and I'm like, dude, no. Stop. Just make the easy plays. Let's go grab a beer. Whatever. Let's dial it back a little bit here.
Yeah.
But I just don't know. That only helps a small amount. The solution is, I guess, undetermined at this time.
Well, I think what you just pitched, the question that you just asked, would lead to a lot of people saying, we'll get rid of Turner Ward, which you could do that because at some point somebody has to take the fall.
But who do you bring in?
I completely agree.
Contract
I
with
completely
the Angels
agree.
right now.
But if you're doing the same thing over and over again, you're not getting results. Then at some point you do have to make a move. Now, the other question is, will that make a difference? And that's the one you just posed. Will it make a difference? I don't know.
It might. Hell, they might bring in somebody and all of a sudden things change. Maybe they don't.
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't.
If it doesn't change, now you're really in the damn hole. Mm-hmm. Because you've gone and you went all in, fired a hitting coach and said, hey, we're going to change everything. It didn't work. Okay, now what? Fire that guy too?
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Or some people have to start watching the game from the dugout.
Yeah, the problem is nobody's sitting.
But so Carey,
that's really the only.
But then who do you replace him with?
I don't know.
Oh, Crawdaddy's in there now taking regular ABs?
Listen, there is
Matt Carpenter. Oh no, he's hurt.
There is no solution right now for what's going on for this offense other than the need for players to play better. That's essentially the bottom line. And if Turner Ward were to get fired because they aren't hitting well enough right now, it's unfortunate, but sometimes that's the one thing that shakes people up and makes people realize, oh, crap, I got to do better. And it doesn't mean that he is completely at fault.
Right.
That's one of the worst parts of being a coach in college and professional sports. You are really held to a standard of the players that are playing on the field, and if they don't play well, it does not look good for you. And so it's unfortunate, it's unfair, but what else can you do to jumpstart guys that are not being jumpstarted at this moment?
Yeah, because somebody's got to take responsibility.
Yeah. And it's not, and again, that doesn't mean it's his fault.
Right.
It doesn't mean he's responsible for what's taking place. He could be telling them exactly what to do, and they're not doing it.
Yeah.
Who knows? Or he might be telling them exactly what to do, and it's not working.
Or he's telling them the wrong thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's telling them what to do. That didn't work.
You know what? Charles Barkley had some interesting comments regarding coaching. And I think, Carey, it fits this discussion perfectly. And Anthony, I want to get into it after the break here on 101 ESPN. All right, Mother's Day is literally right around the corner, and can you imagine having something really, really special to have your mother be a part of, and then you can have it for yourself, maybe your siblings, maybe your children? Well, Sound Story is exactly what you should be doing this Mother's Day. You get a 10% gift certificate. All you got to do is punch in the code ESPN. And Sound Story is a professionally produced hour-long conversation in which your mom is interviewed by either Randy Carricker, Tim McKernan, or Anthony Stalter. And you just dive into old stories. What it was like growing up, her schooling, maybe she went to college, her first job, getting married, having children. All of these things will be kept forever digitally. And now Sound Story has a new video option. So not only can you hear your mother's stories or your grandmother's stories, you can see your grandma or your mother telling them live on the video. And all you have to do is go over to mysoundstory.com, enter promo code ESPN to get the Mother's Day special of 10% off a gift certificate for Sound Story. That's promo code ESPN at mysoundstory.com. Sound Story, for you, for them, forever.
Well, at the end of that last segment, Jamie was talking about something that Charles Barkley said, and he kind of had a message to coaches and players and people who cover the game of basketball, but it reminded Jamie of what we've often talked about recently with the Cardinals. But let's first hear the Charles Barkley article. Can't hear an article, guys.
Well, if someone reads it to you, you can.
Yeah, that's true. Let's hear the Charles Barkley audio from a couple of nights ago on TNT.
Part of our job, we watch all the games and we watch all the talk shows. You know, a lot of these people on television, they're cowards because they want the players to like them. They don't want to do their job, which is to tell the truth. And I just want to say this about coaching. Anybody who thinks the reason the Lakers suck is because of Darvin Ham or the reason the Suns suck is because of Frank Vogel, you don't know what you're talking about. Frank Vogel is a hell of a coach. Darvin Ham is a hell of a coach trying to get his career started. But for all you punks, idiots, and jackasses on other networks who want to be media and who want all the players to like y'all, do your damn job. The Lakers suck. And the Suns sucks because of the players. Has nothing to do with the coaches. Darvin Ham needs to get fired. Frank Vogel needs to get fired. Who put them teams together? Them trash-ass teams put together need to get fired. Them guys, they didn't just all of a sudden suck as coaches. People who put them teams together, they start packing up their stuff.
Not wrong.
It's our guy Chuck.
I just wonder how he really feels.
Spitting fire.
This is why I always say it's on the players. You look at the Suns, you got Kevin Durant, you got Bradley Beal, you got Devin Booker. Those three alone, you think, oh, that's a big three. Those guys, they are not a good team. They lost DeAndre Ayton. They had to trade him. Chris Paul left. The pieces that they had. Monty Williams, a really damn good coach, is no longer there. They took him to the finals. That team changed because they added 3 players. But at the end of the day, Kevin Durant is supposed to be one of the greatest players to play the game, and he was getting cooked by Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Like, you're watching that series, and I couldn't take them seriously because Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves are jaw-jacking, yelling, screaming, and Kevin Durant is smiling. He's happy. Bro, you're down 2-0. Now you're down 3-0. Oh, now see you later. Mm-hmm. Bye. That's on the players. And LeBron, look, I think LeBron is an outstanding player. He's showing that, to me, you can see that he's getting a little bit older. There are times where he's slowing down, especially late in the games, because he's gassed. Like, it's just part of playing basketball, part of playing sports. The older you get, it's going to happen. Anthony Davis is Mr. Glass. He is the softest basketball player I have witnessed in my entire. Every time somebody touches him, he falls. He was dragging his shoulder around that last game like he got shot in it. Like,
Warrior.
Come on, man.
Oh, he's a Laker.
That team also, he is a Laker. That team also didn't have a good group of guys either. So it is not coaching at times. It's players, and that correlates with what we're watching, what we watched yesterday, what we watched the day before. It's with the St. Louis Cardinals. The players have to be great. Your best players, Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado, they have to be great in order for your team to succeed. Don't give a damn what the coach calls on the bench, what he says. You're playing. Be great or get your butt kicked and deal with it. That's how it goes.
So I'm going to tell a little story here that goes back to 1994, the New York Rangers. And it involves a guy that I was not fond of, Mike Keenan, as a head coach. The players disliked him so much that Mark Messier went into his office and told him, you can stand behind the bench, but don't say a word because you're ruining this team. Let the players play, let the players win this, and we'll win this thing. And so Mike Keenan didn't even go out for practice. Dick Todd, his assistant coach, ran practices. Keenan would go out for the games, and the Rangers won the damn Stanley Cup. So the reason I'm telling you this story is because at some point the players have to take over. And whether it's the Blues from the past couple of seasons, they got a real good man fired. Yeah. Craig Berube, an iconic coach here in St. Louis, first Stanley Cup champion coach that they ever had. He was fired because the players didn't hold up their end of the deal. Then Drew Bannister came in and missed the playoffs narrowly because the players didn't necessarily hold up their end of the deal. Go to the Cardinals. Same thing's happening right now. The players aren't holding up their end of the deal. So we can yell at Ollie all we want. We can yell at the hitting coach. We can yell at the bench coach. We can yell at Mo for putting his roster together. It's fine. But again, I'll go back to when the numbers that you look at for the guys that are on this roster are historically better than what you're seeing, that's a player thing. Because the coaches don't go in the spring training and say, by the way, everything you did before to be successful, we'd like to erase that. We're going to rebuild you and make you worse. No, they don't.
No.
They continue to build off of what you've done right before and try to add to your arsenal of weapons that you have personally. So the point the finger at the coaches all the time, it only goes so far because the players ultimately are the ones that have to play the game, whether it's basketball, football, hockey, baseball. They're the ones.
Yeah, and who do you all, Chuck brought up a really good point about who built the teams too. It's front offices. You're doing the best you can. It's not a perfect science, whether it's the draft or free agency. Sometimes you get it right on the talent, but you get it wrong on the player, the attitude, the work ethic. Sometimes you get it right with the work ethic and what kind of teammate he is, but you get it wrong on the talents. Sometimes you get it wrong with the fit. This guy, if he went to 3 other different systems and other teams, he'd be really good. And ours, he's not. Sometimes you get it wrong with the timing of it all. Wrong head coach this time for this player. Right head coach, but now we lost a player. I mean, it is not easy to build teams, but it is on you as a general manager, as a president of hockey or baseball operations, to figure out the puzzle. So when you're going through everything, you say, well, who's to blame? Ultimately, if you have the right team, but they're underachieving, you can look at either the players or the coach. But if you have a situation where that it's just not working out, the roster construction, because you built it improperly, you got to look higher than that. You got to look at the front office. But when it comes to baseball, it's such an individual sport. I'm with you guys. At some point, you just got to say, hey, the players are not producing. And when it comes to this Cardinals offense, you got guys in there. You don't want Nolan Arenado. You don't want Paul Goldschmidt. You don't want Brendan Donovan. You don't want Wilson Contreras.
I want the best versions of them. I think that's right now you're not getting the best version of them. And here's the thing. They know that. It's not like, as a player, when you're stinking it up. You
better know.
After a series, I'm like, that wasn't good. I missed that block. I didn't realize the linebacker was blitzing, got Ben killed. When you didn't perform at your best, and so you have to correct that. The thing about baseball, in my opinion, is what makes it easier is you get another chance the very next day. In the NFL, you got to wait 7 days most times to correct the mistakes that you made. In hockey, you got to wait a day or two to fix some of the things.
The best recipe for disaster is playing back-to-back games.
Get right back to it. Please let me make sure that you know that is not who I am. But it is who you are if you continue to put it on tape. If you continue to show that every single day. Our coaches say that the eye in the sky never lies. What you put on tape is who you are.
Yeah.
And so when other teams are watching film of you, he can't hit that pitch. Oh, he's not catching up to that pitch. Oh, let me run this play because he doesn't realize that this coverage as a quarterback, this is why we're going to major in this coverage this week. He can't figure that out. This blitz off of this corner, from this corner, he hasn't seen that yet. They don't understand. So whatever you're unable to do, other teams are watching it, and that's how they're going to continue to attack you.
Yeah, and I think, too, here, I don't want our listeners to get laser focused on this year's Cardinals team, because the conversation we're having is a very broad spectrum of players should be performing at a high level. Because we get a text from the 314 that says, stop blaming the players. The GM should have known there was a good chance the stars are too old. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. If you're laser focused on this year's Cardinals roster, you're not wrong. So there's no argument here, no pushback. I'm just saying overall, and we have a couple that says, well, coaches are mentors and this and that. I played on teams that were very successful, that the players couldn't stand the head coach. The head coach was not a mentor.
Right.
He was an a-hole. Bottom line. Mm-hmm. And sometimes the teams win
in spite of
the damn coach. And sometimes it's a strategy from some of the coaches. I mean, we see all sorts of things that get put into play. But at the end of all of it, whether it's the baseball field, the basketball court, the football field, or the hockey rink, the coaches don't suit up and play. And I've watched guys change. Like when I played for the Red Wings, they didn't like the power play the way it was going. 5 guys huddled up before the power play, and they went and did their own thing. Coaching staff was going berserk behind the bench. Then they scored. So, okay, all right. Why? Because the players just went and played. They did their thing. Now, they're also very talented. Most of them were Hall of Famers, but still, they just, you know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you do. You got to say,
I was a little pissed they didn't include me, but that's all right. Goal's a goal.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We have What's Trending coming up next. All throughout the month of May, if you're looking for a new vehicle and you want to keep your budget in check, well, Auto Centers Nissan, they just activated their May Day deals, and it runs all the way throughout the month of May. It's specifically designed to make upgrading into a new car easier and more affordable. You can take advantage of a couple of different incentives that Auto Centers Nissan has on new Nissan vehicles, including 0% APR and payment terms all the way up to 84 months. They've got an incentive going on right now for up to $5,000 off MSRP on new Nissan models, and no down payment needed and 3 months of no payment, so that way you can give your wallet a break throughout the month of May. As always, all new Nissans at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum come with their exclusive complimentary lifetime warranty, as well as the complimentary 1-year maintenance and 30-day return promise. And their dealership, man, they've got over 700 vehicles all in one location, so you don't have to drive around the greater St. Louis area looking for your new deal on your next new vehicle, because at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum, again, one location has over 700 vehicles. Check them out online at autocentersnissan.com. When you head out to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals are off today, but they will take on the Chicago White Sox tomorrow. The White Sox are 6-25 heading into the series. The Cards will have Sonny Gray take the mound going up against Brad Keller. First pitch is at 7:15. We have What's Trending coming up next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Now, gentlemen, if you remember yesterday, unfortunately, I chose the Chicago Cubs for my Bet the Board pick. And why is that? That's because Shota Imanaga was on the mound for the Cubs. I'm going to read off some stats here and his contract, and I just want to know what's going on in your head. So he is through 6 starts, 5-0. That's first. He's tied for first. His ERA is 0.78. That is first place. And his whip is 0.75. That is good enough for third. He's only walked 4 batters this entire season. The Cubs did win yesterday 1-0 against the New York Mets. His average salary is $13,250,000. Miles Michaelis is making $18.5 million. Steven Matz is making $12.5 million. This guy was on our radar throughout the offseason. When you hear those numbers, what comes to mind? Now, obviously, the Cardinals pitching staff really hasn't been that much of an issue compared to the offense.
Right.
But what comes to mind?
You could have had him. Assuming he wanted to come here, of course. That's a whole different ballgame. But yeah, for that production and that salary structure, yeah, of course. I mean, your pitching staff would have a 1-2 combo. You're right, Marsh. It's not the problem, and I think people kind of go that way, where it's like, well, the pitching isn't the problem. It's not about the pitching. It is about what Jamie has often said recently. It's spending on the right players. It's not spending, it's spending on the right players. So, assuming Imanaga wanted to be here at some point or was open to it, yeah, it's another missed opportunity. He also doesn't bat.
No.
It's true.
But his numbers are outstanding. The offense is the main problem. Building a successful roster and...
So, I mean, in fairness, maybe the Cardinals are 1 year away. I mean, last year the pitching was the problem. This year the hitting is the problem. Next year there won't be a problem.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be both.
No.
I like the way you're thinking, Carey.
Guys, earlier this week, I brought up Shedeur Sanders and his quote about a former teammate. He was defending his dad. Well, after the draft, there were opening lines released for next year's first overall pick and the second overall pick and whatnot. Shedeur Sanders was actually number 1 at plus 100, meaning that he had a 50% chance to be selected first overall. After these comments, he's now at plus 300. He's still projected to be first overall, but the numbers have now, well, you know, they've gone up or gone however you want to look at it. But when you're drafting a player, like, how important is that when you want to build a team, the character of a player? Like, how important is that? Or does it simply come down to talent and we'll figure out the rest?
Well, I think character is a huge part of it, but you also, when you're building a team at the professional level, you have a lot of things you have to sift through. And what I mean by that is, you know, there's things that happen for kids in high school. There's things that happen in college that are regular, everyday things, and not even as bad sometimes as what ordinary students are partaking in or doing. But it gets highlighted because said player is now projected to be a first rounder. And did you see the video back in high school when they were drinking that Busch Light? Oh, really? Like, that's why I say you have to sift through. But to your question in its entirety, yeah, character matters. But that's why you then dive into it. You talk to the coaches, you talk to teammates, you talk to other teams, you talk to other teams' coaches, and you find out what kind of a player this guy is, what his work ethic is like. Maybe you talk to a couple of the teachers. You dive into it so you find out, like, what this kid, is he willing to do the work? Is he a smart kid? Is he a polite kid? Is he driven? All this stuff. And all of a sudden, that one little smidge on the radar is really nothing. It's a speck of dust throughout his journey through this whole process, you know? But yes, character's a massive thing.
I think, for me, that comment, what he said the other day about we didn't even know the guy, he was mid, I don't think that's a problem at all. I don't know that comment is what it is. He's going to be a top 5, top 10 pick at quarterback. He would have been. I think that's one of the reasons why he didn't come out this year. He actually said he wants to be the first quarterback taken. And so I think next year he will be. And I don't, like Jamie said, you do have to sift through some things. Again, there are some things that regular college students get to do, and it's not, magnified in the manner in which it is.
Nobody seems to care.
Nobody cares. No. Nobody. It's childish. It's things that are again, normal 18 to 22-year-olds do that you're not really mature enough to realize the ramifications of some of these things. And I'm not talking about this situation, but like you said, drinking beer, hanging out at the quad, doing things that normal college students do during their life, but as an athlete, it's viewed differently. So I wouldn't have a problem. I think I know where he's coming from, meaning I know the family that he's coming from. I know the potential that he has on the field. I know he loves the game. I don't need to know much else. Unless there's something in the background that is extremely glaring that you're like, oh, this didn't come out, then that's a problem. But if not, you go ahead and take care of your business.
I think for this particular player, too, when you sift through, you'll talk to his coaches. This one's a little weird because it's his dad. So now you'll have to dive deeper. You'll have to do more homework. You'll have to talk to other coaches he's played for, other coaches that have been part of the program that maybe aren't there anymore, whether they left on good terms or bad terms. You talk to them and find out what the kid is like. And nobody's going to sewer a player. You know why? They all want to get to the NFL one day as a scout, a coach, a coordinator, you name it. So if they give you a crappy scouting report that's wrong, that hinders their chances of being a legitimate NFL person.
Yeah. That's why that we just got done talking about how difficult it is to build a roster, build a team. You make all these, even if you get the player right on the field, do you get it right off the field? Is he a good leader? Is he somebody that naturally, everybody wants to gravitate towards? It's incredibly difficult. It's not a perfect science. But Marcia, to your question, culture does absolutely matter. The player, the individual, absolutely matters, and how he conducts himself. How deep you want to go with his background, that's up to the team, though.
All right, gentlemen, this is interesting. The owner of the 76ers and former minority owner Michael Rubin has purchased over 2,000 tickets for the Sixers Game 6 game against the New York Knicks to prevent an attempt to block New York fans from overrunning the Wells Fargo Center. Is this a smart move or a loser move?
So he bought a bunch of tickets in his own building?
Yes.
Okay. Where? Where are they situated?
I don't know the details of that.
Well, I'm trying to figure out if there's a strategy, like he bought up all the tickets behind his team's bench, so it's nothing but 76ers fans, or...
Maybe
it's kind of unprecedented, and I know that the owners at that point, they have to buy the tickets in the playoffs just because of all the revenue sharing and all that they do and the way they monitor every dollar that comes in and goes out. It's an interesting strategy. I don't know if I would be doing that as an owner.
I actually appreciate it. Maybe he's a guy that wants to win.
What if he buys all of them in one whole section, sits there alone?
So he is giving them to first responders, healthcare professionals,
what are you doing with
and other local Philadelphia-based organizations.
Nice.
Once they know they're legit Sixers fans and not imposters.
Okay.
How do you prove that? Blood in, blood out?
I guess so, yeah. They're doing background
How bad
checks.
do you want these tickets, huh?
Yeah.
Are you tatted up? Show me a Flyers, Eagles, or 76ers tattoo, or you're not getting in.
Yeah, my question was going to be, what are you
social
doing with
media.
those tickets? And I think that's great if that's what he's doing
I'd
with
be
them.
awesome for that.
Let's be real though. If they win, it's going to look like a genius move. If they lose, it's going to look like a kind of a petty move.
I think it's
it
kind
just
of
comes
petty.
down. Yeah, it just comes down to that.
The move might be petty. I don't know his motives. Maybe it is to give first responders and all that a chance. If it is, great.
That's awesome.
I love the spin. Great. But if it's just to be petty to kind of block Knicks fans, why don't you do this? Why don't you just go win the game? And then those Knicks fans have to be amongst all the 76ers.
Right. They're not going to say much.
No.
If they're losing.
Guys, last thing here. This is according to Brooke Pryor on ESPN. In a live recording of Cam Hayward's Not Just Football podcast from the Steelers draft party over the weekend, running back Jalen Warren said Smith suggested that Justin Fields, whom the Steelers acquired in March from the Chicago Bears, could return kickoffs with the rule change preventing players from moving until the returner touches the ball.
Let's get into this. Let's get into
Hey,
this.
that's going to spark a whole new bunch of plays for what's his name in New Orleans.
Taysom Hill.
He plays too much right now, anyways.
Hey,
We'll talk about it.
Hey,
It comes-
that's the NFL's Brendan Donovan. Leave him alone,
It really
okay?
is, yeah. Can a player truly succeed if they're not put in the right position? We'll dive into that Justin Fields conversation next on 101 ESPN. Did you have your roof damaged and your insurance company already paid you, but you just need a roofer that's going to give you an estimate? Then call my friends at the Happy Roof Company because they're fantastic. If you need help with the insurance paperwork on a damaged roof, the Happy Roof can help with that as well. If your insurance claim got denied, but all your neighbors got new roofs except for you, again, call Happy Roof. They will work with the insurance companies. It's one of the many reasons to call Happy Roof because they think about you, the customer, not just the bottom line. And if you have a leaky roof, an old roof, a damaged roof, an ugly roof, the Happy Roof Company should be your first call because if you call them now at 314, let me get that number for you. 314-665-3001. Again, 314-665-3001. The Happy Roof Company will have somebody to look at your issue within 24 hours. So they act quickly as well because they know that right now with all the rain that we're getting, if you got a leaky roof, man, you need that fixed right away. So give them a call. Again, 24 hours, they'll have somebody out. Residential and commercial roofing, superior high-end products they use, 10-year labor warranty on all shingle roofs. They have up-to-date product knowledge as well. They are the Happy Roof Company. Give them a call. Again, 314-665-3001 or visit thehappyroof.com. It is the Happy Roof Company. In what's trending, Marsh was talking about Jalen Warren, the running back for the Steelers, who had mentioned that Justin Fields could be returning punts or kicks for the Steelers this year. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. I don't buy it
Why,
until we see
Anthony?
it.
What do you not like about it?
Well, he's a quarterback.
Start there. First and foremost.
Yeah.
Like,
Are they overthinking it? Like, are they thinking the Taysom Hill?
We got to get him on the field. Well, then put him at quarterback.
Here's the. So I was reading up on it. Jalen Warren was talking to his teammate Cam Hayward, and he mentioned that Danny Smith, the special teams coordinator, who is a damn good special teams coordinator, one of the best in the NFL, does a fantastic job. Danny Smith mentioned that, we might try Justin Fields back there. Yeah, that sounds good. 2 people going to have to clear that. Justin Fields is going to have to want to do it, first of all. Mm-hmm. I don't know that he's ran this past Mike Tomlin yet. I highly doubt that he said, hey, Mike T, I'm opening kickoff. We're going to throw Justin back there. Justin who? Which Justin? We got Justin Fields?
Yeah.
Nah, no, you're not.
Well, think about it.
Why in the hell would you throw Justin Fields
There's supposed to be an open competition for quarterback. And what if Russell Wilson stinks? Mm-hmm. But you got Justin Fields returning kickoffs and he gets mowed over. Yeah. Now what? You call him back Mason Rudolph?
This is the reason
hey,
why.
Where's Mitchie Football? Is he still available?
No. He's in Buffalo, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he went back to Buffalo.
Yeah.
Why is anyone even bringing this up? Like, and the fact that a coach brought it up.
Special teams coaches are... Are
they out there?
They can
Carey,
be.
tell us how you feel.
Are they like goaltenders in hockey?
They're good guys.
I didn't ask you that.
They are the only coach other than the head coach that work with the entire team. You work with all of the positions. So they do have a good feel for the entire team as a whole. But
they might be out there a little bit, huh?
Yeah, they think differently. I mean, they're special team guys.
You could say
their players practice for 30 minutes and then go play golf. No offense to those guys, but I mean, if you need a job and you don't want to work much, it's probably...
Really?
Oh, yeah.
They take applications?
I would do it.
I think the bigger conversation, too, is...
Be a cloud of dust. These old bones that get hit once on a block. There he goes.
I think the bigger conversation, too, is, a player does need to be in the right spot to succeed. At the right system, especially if he's a quarterback. And I don't know if Justin Fields, if there's necessarily a system that fits him outside of the one that maybe the Eagles are running with Jalen Hurts. The kind of a backfield where you're going to put a lot of stress on the defense because you're going to run a lot of RPOs. You're going to stretch the defense from both a run and pass, standpoint of, hey, we're going to attack the edges. And if your defensive ends are too aggressive, you're going to get burned. If they're not aggressive enough, then we're going to run at them. So what system best fits Justin Fields? I don't think the Bears answered that, and I don't know if the Steelers are prepared to answer that if they got them playing special teams.
The Bears have the staff, though. So this is where I'm at on Justin Fields. One, I don't know what he becomes ultimately. Right now, my opinion of Justin Fields is that he's not an elite or top-tier starting quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
But is that a Justin Fields fault, or is that a fault of what he was doing with what he had in Chicago? Like in Pittsburgh, under Mike Tomlin, who is an elite coach, and staff will be ready to go and prepared. Will it look different just because the coaching and the systems are different?
So for me, if you're a good coach, your system is based off of your players, not the other way around. You don't fit your players into this is a one-size-fit-all. You have to be this way. If you're not going to play. No, the best coaches transcend or transform their offense or defense based on what they have. I think about when Wade Phillips, who is a 3-4 coach, defensive coordinator, he runs the 3-4. He went to L.A., coached the Rams. He changed it to a 4-3.
Right.
You know why? Because there's a guy named Aaron Donald who you ain't going to line up at a 0 in front of the center. You're going to put him at a 3 technique over the guard.
Yep.
So if your philosophy your entire career is 3-4, but hell, I got Aaron damn Donald, I guarantee you I'm going to run what fits him. And so that's what the best coaches do. So in Chicago, maybe he was not in the best system for him. I thought he had his second to last year. I thought he did a really good job, and it looked like it was going to progress into something better. I thought adding DJ Moore, it was going to be better. I don't know what it's going to look like here. I have no clue. I don't know if he's going to get the opportunity. I think this offense that they have now with Arthur Smith is probably more suited for what Russell Wilson does.
Are they not similar, though?
Yes and no.
I mean, Russell Wilson may not be similar, but
I think Justin Fields is more athletic. I think Russell creates and extends plays, but he's not looking to take off and run down the field. To me, Justin Fields is more like what you get from Lamar Jackson with the quarterback, with the called quarterback runs. You can really impact the defense because instead of having 10 people involved in the run game, now all 11 of them are. So it just changes things. It gives you one extra guy as an offense that the defense is not able to be prepared for. So I hope they have a fair quarterback competition, and I hope the best person wins. But I think the Steelers are going to be okay either way.
Says the guy's got a Super Bowl ring with the Steelers.
You know what? You know who I just got off the phone with? I was just talking to Hines Ward.
Oh, there he is. Name drop.
Go Steelers.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
How's Heinze doing?
He's doing well. He's coaching for Arizona State. He's down in Texas recruiting. Doing a good job.
Is he the receiver coach for ASU?
I don't know. I don't know if he's a coordinator. I mean, if he's an analyst. Special teams coach.
I think
Special teams coach.
I think it's
That'd be great.
I think it's interesting that Justin Fields, the whole conversation was the Bears didn't surround him with enough talent, and then he gets to Pittsburgh, and the Steelers have really gone above and beyond to say that Russell Wilson, even though they might be in a competition, Russell Wilson's, it's kind of his job to lose. I think the league is telling us that they don't really know if Justin Fields can evolve like some of the other quote-unquote running quarterbacks when they first came into the league.
But again, it's undetermined, right? Who knows?
I think it's only undetermined because he's such an electric player.
That's what I'm saying. It's undetermined. You put him with a good team, like
electric runner, I should say.
I think he's a decent thrower of the ball as well. I think you just have to be in the right system that fits what he does well.
So who would you start? You're the Steelers. Who would you start?
I would.
But that's unfair right now because we have to see what Russ looks like.
I don't know.
But we've seen what Russ looks like.
Then for me, it would be a completely open competition at this point because I've
how I
seen
feel.
a lot. And
I would go in there with a clean slate.
What does it say about Justin Fields?
I would go in there with a clean slate and say whoever performs better is my starting quarterback. And I'm going to make it easier on them because I'm going to run the football. I'm going to play action pass. I'm going to make easy throws for them. I got a very good tight end. I got a damn good wide receiver out there. I got a really good run. I got 2 running backs behind me. I just drafted more offensive linemen to make sure that my run game and my pass game is secure. I'm going to make it easier on whoever is the quarterback. Now, who has the more upside? Probably Justin Fields because, again, he has that element that adds to the game where I can actually run the ball with him. And it's unfair. It's an advantage for the offense versus the defense.
Yeah, I think that Justin Fields. That the league is telling us what Justin Fields is and isn't. He was traded for a 6th-round pick. Other teams could have had him. They didn't want him. I think he fits in a very specific situation. It's got nothing to do with what's around him. It's got nothing to do with the elevating the talent and all that. I think he only fits in a certain offense. If Russell Wilson, who did not play well 2 years ago and played only average last year, I mean, Sean Payton really took the ball out of Russell Wilson's hands a lot last year. And now we're all saying, well, he's in a competition. Justin Fields is in a competition with Russell Wilson. I think that tells us all we need to know about Fields, personally. But maybe I'll be wrong.
I don't know.
He'll win the job, and he'll be fantastic.
I've seen a lot of players start their careers on teams that it wasn't the right fit. And they got traded. They got waived. They got bought for $1. I'm not joking. $1 was a transaction on Chris Draper. The Winnipeg Jets sold him to the Detroit Red Wings for $1. Draper went on to win 3 cups as a player, 1 as part of the staff in the front office.
Yeah.
So it's isolating him, but there are a lot of players that once they get out of a certain situation, they can thrive.
Yeah.
Especially if they're talented.
Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Do the holdovers in the starting rotation make it more difficult to improve the pitching staff moving forward? We'll talk about that next on 101 ESPN.
Hi, gentlemen. I addressed this to Jamie of the three of you, sorry, Marsh, of the four of you for a reason, because I know Jamie will share this sentiment. Every time John Mozeliak talks, I hate him more than the time I heard him talk before. I'll keep it succinct for you guys. That's how I feel. Thank you.
It's always about hope, big boy.
Wow, that was Chris.
Wow.
I mean, he was direct.
I mean,
I'll say the same thing about Chris as I did about Charles Barkley. I just wish I knew how he felt about Mo. You know?
Yeah.
Wow. So Jake left us, actually Jake just tweeted this out not too long ago about the Cardinals pitching staff, and Marsh had found it on Twitter, and we thought it was interesting. So the Cardinals, 3 new starters, 31 games into the season, 92 innings of work, 28 earned runs, a 2.74 ERA, 90 strikeouts, 31 walks, and a 1.17 whip. Again, it's the 3 new starters. So that's Lance Lynn, Kyle Gibson, of course, Sonny Gray. Jake continues. Miles Michaelis and Steven Matz, the holdovers. 56 2/3 innings of work. They've allowed 43 earned runs. So between the two of them, they have allowed almost double what the 3 new pitchers for the Cardinals have allowed. 6.84 ERA, 46 strikeouts, 18 walks, and a 1.78 whip. The holdovers, those 2 guys specifically, in the starting rotation make it more difficult to improve the pitching staff in the future. I would say no, because both guys are heading into the final year of their deals. But will Mo and the front office, if the issues continue here for these 2 pitchers, will Mo and the front office make the moves to either move on from Steven Matz or move on from Miles Michaelis if they're not performing? That's what the question is. Because you're still going to have plenty of opportunities to fill spots in the rotation if some of these young guys start to produce heading into next year.
But that's the big if.
Yeah, it's always a big if.
Unfortunately, the Cardinals right now, to my knowledge, maybe I'm missing something, but I do look at their AAA roster, look at their AA roster as far as their pitching is concerned. They don't have anybody kicking the door down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem. And that's an issue because you haven't drafted and developed quick enough. And we've talked about this for a couple of years now, Anthony, is the gap between the good rotations. Mo is still trying to stick handle to get that one draft class to finally get to the major leagues, to where it's caught up to where they were, where they made mistakes before. But he can't. He was supposed to be last year, get a couple of appearances from Graceffo or McGreevy. Didn't happen. This year doesn't sound like they're coming anytime soon. The only guy you have down in AAA right now that is ready-ish is Zach Thompson, but we saw what that looks like early. So are you taking Steven Matz out for Zach Thompson? I mean, what's the difference? Lefty, first of all, performance base is probably about the same thing. So that's the problem ultimately, is you don't have a replacement for either of those guys, even if you wanted to get bold, even if Mo walks in with big Liberty Bells one day and says, you're going to the bullpen, we're done.
Yeah.
Okay, who's coming to the rotation? I don't know yet.
Somebody.
But I don't know. Matthew Liberatore, has he shown you enough? Is he stretched out enough? Can he do that?
Right.
I mean, he's pitched 3 innings. Like, you see what I'm saying?
I know, but I'm only laughing, guys, because it's the same conversation over and over and over again.
I know.
Whether it's the outfielders, we had that conversation over and over again. The starting pitching, Liberatore. It's like they're never settled on anything. They're never set on anything.
You got this year and next year of Michaelis and Matz. They both are signed through 25.
Well, that sounds good.
Right, but what I'm saying is after this season, you've got one more year left.
Oh yeah, one more year.
Yeah.
But you got one more year left.
Which is why the question is, will you move on, and do you have replacements?
I don't think they will. I think that you can move on from Kyle Gibson. He got a club option. You can move on from Lance Lynn. He also has a club option. If you chose to do that, if there were something that you felt was better. But that is some availability that you have. But in terms of starting pitchers, this feels like if they're healthy, this is what you got. for the next 2 years, for this year and next year at least, unless, again, like you said, you would rather keep Gibson and Lynn at this point.
Yeah.
I don't think Matz and what are you gonna do with $17 million for Miles Michaelis and $12 million for Steven Matz? Where are you sending them where they are not starting pitchers for the St. Louis Cardinals? Nowhere. You're not sending them to the bullpen. You're not sending them away. They're going to be here, and they're going to be playing.
I think that's the case for Michaelis. I think I agree. I think that's the case for Michaelis. I don't. You can't do both, but you could do one.
You pick one, it's going to be Matz.
Yeah.
Where is he going?
Bullpen, DFA, whatever.
Yeah, right.
I can see them
not DFA.
I could see them eating $11 million.
At some point, you got to admit the mistake and move on.
That point was when.
But the problem is, guys,
now.
Let's go right back to the root of the problem.
You know we're right.
You don't.
But you were right.
You're just looking at it from most perspective,
I need
which
to put my
you
glasses
always
on?
do.
Is it because I don't have my glasses on? You're confused?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. They've been over there with Jamie for the last 3 days.
Yeah,
I can't
I'm
reach
guarding them. I don't want to give them to you.
He won't let me have them.
Every time you put them on recently, I puke a little bit in my own mouth.
He's right. I die just a little bit more every
It's part
time.
of my soul that leaves and never comes back.
Exactly.
I believe in what I see, and what I've seen is it's not going to happen. So deal with it. This is what you got.
Well, I don't like your attitude.
Well, it's not my attitude per se.
Guys, I'm going to go back to the root of all of it. Who is your replacement? You don't have one. So Anthony, it doesn't matter who you want to
Jamie.
DFA or send to the bullpen. What are you going to do?
Don't you understand why we didn't answer that question?
We
don't know.
I know right past it. It's a very good question.
It's
you
a great
asked.
question.
And we ignored it because we had no answer.
And there's no real option out there right now. Like, nobody's trading this early in the baseball season. Very rarely are they ever trading.
What are you trading for? Where are you?
Carey.
Okay, so you asked your question. Now I asked mine. Where are you going to put those guys?
Who?
The two I just talked about.
Matz and...
Yes.
Well, you can't do anything right now. That's my point. That's my frustration, is there is nowhere to go with them.
Well, they're playing as a staff.
Yeah, that's
As a whole, they're playing
They
well.
are, Anthony.
Hey,
As a whole.
did you call me?
Nothing. There is a guy that is available still.
Who is that?
Oh, stop.
Who are we talking?
Stop it.
Yeah. What time is it? No, not
At
yet.
some point, Carey,
Not happening.
at some point, you'll
Yes.
think he's a better option than Michaelis or Matz. Can't be worse.
I may, but
yeah, maybe it could be.
This is
the Cardinals won't.
They are just in a hell of their own making. They have this gap here because of the trades that they made.
That's right. And because of the guys that missed.
It all goes back to Petro.
You let him walk, and look what happened.
Look what happened. It all goes back to the Ozuna trade.
Army right now is like, what the hell?
What did I do?
He's having a nice cocktail right now, margarita.
But it's true. Everything that transpired after that is because you let Petro walk. Everything that transpired after that is because you gave up the two front-end starters
Well, and
for Ozuna.
You had Dakota Hudson, who you projected to be in your starting rotation. You had Matthew Liberatore, who you thought was going to be a stud. That's why you gave
Flaherty.
Jack Flaherty.
He gets hurt.
And you missed. On two of those you missed. And on Flaherty, I mean,
He looked
pitching
really
grease
good
BBs
yesterday,
the other day.
a couple of days ago.
We'll see how long that lasts.
So I wrote this down, and I know, again, it's like a running joke because we have said it a lot during the hockey season. This series coming up, and I mean this time, I won't say it again.
Is it a big series, Carey?
If they don't win this series, and I mean convincingly, we're in trouble.
But what does that say? They're the White Sox. It doesn't tell us anything.
No, it tells you everything.
Even if they win the
It
series,
tells you
you're going to be upset.
No,
What if you only
Let
win
me tell you
games
something.
by 1 run or 2 runs?
That's why I said how you win matters as well. If you lose the series against the White Sox, you just start packing it up for the season. Just,
But then
if you get
again-
swept, they should just, wherever their next series is, stay there.
Your own words. What do?
I'm not going to do nothing.
Carey, I understand the feeling.
I won't
It's
do
the
anything.
White Sox, they're terrible. I get that, but it
If
still is
you
3
lose-
games in a season.
The team
They're not
has
gonna do
won
squat.
6 games this year.
I know.
If the Cardinals don't win that series, you'll have all of the answers. You won't have to ask this question anymore. You won't have to say, this is the most important series of the year. No, you
They
won't
just
have
stink.
to.
It's over.
Yeah.
So, Carey, if they lose the series,
I may not put the red glasses on again.
That's what I was
this
gonna
year.
say.
Okay, there we
Do
go.
we
We
really
have
have
to
to-
have,
I may.
we have to have
I
some
said I may.
payoff
there's
here.
got to be some kind of.
I may not.
No, you got to commit to it now.
Yeah,
You gotta commit to it.
give us something.
So if the Cardinals lose the
What if they
series,
start with okay?
Exactly. That's what we're trying to say to you. What if they start winning it again?
you can't play both sides, Carey.
Yeah. So you
can't.
make your claim.
All right,
You walk down
right
this path.
now.
Yeah.
The Cardinals lose if they get swept.
No.
No. You said
negotiating.
you
Marshy,
said
Judge
if
Marshy
they lose
Marsh.
the series.
Now he's tiptoeing
If they
around.
get swept.
No.
If they get swept.
You're not.
No, I
That's
said
because
if
you don't
they
believe.
lose the series, it's bad. If they get swept, just pack it up and go.
Don't tiptoe through the tulips
That's
now.
right.
Can I make my?
You can try.
Marsha, whose side are you on? Marsha, I defend you all the time.
I'm still
You're
thinking
quiet.
right now. I'm really thinking about this.
Go ahead, make your claim.
Do you?
What are you
If
saying?
they get swept, no more red glasses this year.
That's
By the
not
way,
enough.
not
You're
saying
not committed
anything.
enough.
That
No,
is.
you're not.
come on.
You're half in.
You know what?
It's
He
the
just proved our
light
point.
side.
It's three games. As much as it's
You know what
frustrating.
he just proved
If
to
it was
me?
a 4-game series, I would say yes.
You know what he just proved to me?
What did I prove?
That when the Cardinals text him, you up, he's still answering.
Still in.
gonna answer.
He's still in. It's disgusting. Sports Six Pack is next. 314-399-9646. If you got a question for us, send it to the Air Comfort Service text line. Again, our Sports Six Pack is next.
Boys, it's that time of year again. I love this time of year. Why? Because it's the 150th Kentucky Derby, and FanDuel is the only sportsbook app where you can bet it. Plus, all customers, Carey, can get a no-sweat Derby bet up to $20.
That's right, Jamie. Up to $20, you'll get $20 back if your Derby horse doesn't win. And so you bet the Derby on the same app where you can bet all of your favorite sports. We've been betting baseball, basketball, football. 150th Kentucky Derby sounds like a winner to me. Anthony, just go to FanDuel.com/fast to score your no-sweat Derby bet up to $20 for the Kentucky Derby this Saturday.
Yeah, look, we got all kinds of different options here. Just Steal, how about that? Or maybe Catching Freedom. Who doesn't want to catch a little freedom, huh?
Yeah.
Sierra Leone is apparently the current favorite here at 3-1. But maybe you like
That's a real
Track
horse.
Phantom at 20-1, guys. It's up to you, but you do have to head to FanDuel like the guys are telling you. Bet the Derby, same app where you bet all your favorite sports. It's FanDuel. Just download the app or go to FanDuel.com/fast to score that no-sweat Derby bet up to $20 for the Kentucky Derby this Saturday. Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. Verified FD Racing account required, so FanDuel Racing account required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at racing.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
question. It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
All right, time for the Sports Six-Pack here on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh, with your questions via the Air Comfort Service text line.
Question number 1.
All right, from the 636, would Jamie give up bourbon for a year if it meant undoing Doug Armstrong letting Alex Pietrangelo walk?
No.
He didn't even let you finish the question before his face frowned up.
You wouldn't do that for the Blues?
Bourbon for a year.
And the fan base?
What if it meant multiple championships?
So hang on. Okay, let's word it properly then. I would have to give up bourbon for a year, and the Blues win multiple championships?
Yeah, you can drink after this first one.
So how many championships? Like 2?
2.
And how long? Like
you only have
if you
to
give me
not
50
drink.
years, I'm not taking that.
No. No. So I'm saying from then, when did Petro leave? 20? What
2021.
2021. From then until now, they have won 2 more championships. But you only had to give up bourbon for 1 year during that period.
I could do that. If I knew there was a guarantee of championships, I'd do that.
All right.
Absolutely.
There is no guarantee of championship.
Then the answer is no.
It's our... What the hell? What did you just do? What are you doing?
Well, it was too easy.
No, it's bourbon. He loves it. He drinks it every day. He goes
understand
to Dirt
that.
Cheap, and they make sure that they have his favorite
They
drinks.
do. They hook me up all the time. They can
get
help you
that.
too. All you got to do, Carey,
What do you do?
honestly, download the app.
Okay.
Once you download the app, you place your order, and you can either pick it up curbside or Marshy. It's dirt cheap. We can pick it up curbside, or you can have it delivered to your home.
Yeah. That's simple.
Yeah, but
He loves it.
as of right now, no.
I know
He loves the Blues more.
I do.
Okay, but
I
you
do,
just
Carey.
said 2 more championships. It made it too easy for him to answer that.
So he gets that. You know what?
You get Petro back.
Yeah.
You might
But
win
wait, do I get
championships.
Petro back and all the other ancillary moves that afterwards are
just that.
canceled?
Yeah,
Oh,
I would do that.
even without a championship.
even without a championship.
Even without a
that's,
championship.
that's the question.
I would.
There we go.
I like vodka too.
Exactly. Multiple things that you can find at Dirt Cheap, not just
Yeah, they
not
got
just your
everything.
bourbon.
They got your favorite rums, your favorite beers, wines, white, red,
beers.
like red wine.
Sure.
All available at Dirt Cheap.
Question number 2.
Or beer.
Yeah, perfect.
From the 314, is it me or do the fans and radio hosts know 10 times as much as John Mozeliak and Doug Armstrong and could do a better job at GM?
We think so, but no, there's no way. No.
There are things that we don't know. You know, obviously
A lot of
that
things.
impact some of the decisions that are made or not made. And so we can only go off of what we see. So I don't think we would be better with the knowledge that we have in comparison to the knowledge. Now, don't look at me like that, Jamie.
I'm actually.
But
I'm in deep thought about what you're saying,
okay.
Carey. I mean, you had me.
He's listening.
You had me listening.
You look angry.
No, I'm listening to what you're saying.
I'm just saying, I think we don't know everything.
Cares about you.
I do.
Thank you.
He was preaching. I was like, let him go.
Thank you. Appreciate that. That's love. But yeah, we don't know everything. So we can't say we would do a better job. But some of the things we do know, we do feel like we could do a better job at.
There are a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that nobody knows about.
Yep.
There are a lot of things that are in play. There's different decisions that have to be made. One decision impacts 2 other decisions. There's a lot. And it's let me tell you something. It's way easier to make those decisions when your job isn't on the line.
Correct.
So like for us to talk about it, we can say whatever. Right. You get rid of this guy. Don't sign that guy. Trade this guy. It doesn't matter if we're wrong. We're still here the next day, 2 to 6.
Yep.
When you're in that position and you feel the heat and the owner's calling you on line
more
2
pressure.
going, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, I'm a little bit nervous here. That's tough to deal with.
Yeah, we think we know as fans in the media. We think we know, but we have no idea. If you're not in that spot, you don't know all the other variables that are going on. I mean, no, that we wouldn't have. Plus,
then
salary cap ramifications, working with agents,
Well, all
all
the
that.
people that work under you too.
Sure.
People have no idea that these men, Mo and Army, all roads go through them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you try not to micromanage, but when you're running an organization that is not successful right now, that isn't in the playoffs or that is in last place for the Cardinals, like then you want all roads to go through because you want to make sure that everybody's doing their jobs or the scouts are giving you the proper reports or all of that stuff.
And then your job is really reliant upon other people, like the success of other people. My uncle used to coach college football. He was like, man, the scariest thing is having to rely on 18 to 22-year-olds for job security.
Right.
Like,
That's a good way to put it.
It's hard as hell. Yeah. And so if you're a GM of a team, your job security is based on how well the people you brought in perform. And if they don't perform well, you all are going to be looking for new jobs at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 3.
From the 661, what do you need to see from the Cards realistically to make the month of May a positive step forward?
Sweep of the White Sox.
That's it?
No,
That's your bar?
To start. To start.
It's a real
I'll be
bar.
wearing my red glasses.
Oh, God.
On Monday.
We'll see.
Why don't we just have a winning month? Have a winning month off. That would because that would mean that at some point the offense came alive. Your pitching either stayed steady or improved in certain areas. You played with some consistency. You're what, 4 games below 500 right now? So,
but are you in last place, Anthony?
No, not right now.
Good.
Have a winning record at the end of the month.
I agree with that. For me, I would say that come the end of May, I'd like the offense, just the month of May alone, to be ranked in the top 12 in Major League Baseball. If they are, odds are they've won some games. Odds are they're winning series. Odds are that they're going to have that winning month that you talk about.
Right.
Because right now, where they're at, it ain't working.
Yeah, and you're not talking about right now them being in the top 12. You're just talking about for the month of May.
Just for singularly the month of May.
Let's start baby steps.
Baby steps, yes.
Gotcha.
Let's not get carried away here.
Question number 4.
This one comes from Justin. Is the Buffalo Bills winning window still open?
A lot of people are going to say no. I'll say yes because you have Josh Allen.
I'm going to say no.
There you go. You've got Josh Allen. I've seen quarterbacks.
That was fast.
I've seen quarterbacks make up for a lot. I mean, the Chargers with Justin Herbert it just this past year he couldn't make up for it. But there have been some really questionable decisions in games from the coaching staff. That roster wasn't always, we thought that roster was really good, but it was really Justin Herbert. Josh Allen's a franchise quarterback, and I don't think just getting rid of the wide receivers makes you bad. I think what they're trying to do is build a playoff team because they knew they didn't have one.
They're not bad because of losing Stephon Diggs. They won't win a championship if he does not, speaking of Josh Allen does not realize turning the ball over as much as he does impacts their wins and losses. He turns the ball over too many times, be it interception or fumbling. He's too good of a player to turn it over as much as he does. So until he rectifies that part of his game, and then again, you lost a couple of players, Tre'Davious White on defense. You lost some guys. You
lost 3 guys. You lost your 3 best defenders last year.
A couple of your safety was is it Poyer?
It was White, and then it was their best player who was Matt Milano.
He got hurt last year, but he's still there.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
There.
My bad.
I'm talking about coming into this season.
I thought you were talking about last.
Yeah. You lost, both their safeties are gone.
Yeah.
Tre'Davious White is gone. Stephon Diggs is gone. The team has changed. Gabe Davis is gone. The team is turning over a little bit, so it's getting younger. The person that has to be better is the person that's been there the part of this run, and that's Josh Allen. He has to not turn the ball over as much, and hopefully they'll run the football more. They went and drafted Ray Davis out of Kentucky, who I thought was a really good running back. So we'll see.
It's going to be an interesting year either way with the Bills because they're either going to recapture with some of the new pieces, like you said, or it's going to fizzle because Josh Allen is only the quarterback. Yep. He's only so much a guy can do, and unless your name's Tom Brady in certain situations where in New England they literally gave him nothing to work with a couple of years in a row. But I don't know if Josh Allen's that
do
guy.
something with this.
Yeah.
Julian Edelman.
Get open. Danny Amendola. Household names.
Question number 5.
From the 618, Anthony, you can answer this if you want, but it's more for Carey and Jamie. Having played for multiple professional teams, are there teams that you don't like because of your time playing there? And are there teams you will always root for because of your time with that team?
I won't say there are teams that I don't like. There are some places that I knew had a losing culture when I got there. And it started in the parking lot. It was like a car show. Like guys trying to up one another. It felt like very cliquish. Like, oh, these guys ain't trying to win. This is weird. And then there were some places where, like Atlanta, Pittsburgh, where Pittsburgh more than any, obviously, because honestly, yeah, we won, but it was just a family atmosphere. Like when the owner says, I have an open door policy, literally Mr. Rooney's door is open. You walk past, hey, Carey, come out. What you doing? Come talk to me. That is different from, I don't know if I saw Arthur Blank other than game day. Like it's a difference. So those things make some places better and then some places not as good.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's just so many factors that go into it, whether it's the organization, the fan base, even living situation, the city, how you like to be there. I liked almost every team I played on. I liked the guys. We didn't always have winning teams. I wasn't ever really a part of a bad culture. I played on a couple of bad teams, but it's because we were young and they hadn't figured out how to win yet. And some of the teams, like when I played in Phoenix, we had a really great group of guys, but obviously we know the Coyotes were cutting costs, didn't have a whole lot of high-priced guys on the roster, so you get what you get. As far as my favorites are concerned, obviously I loved being here in St. Louis. Is why I've retired here, is why I live here. I love the Red Wings. There's no secret about that. You talk about Mr. Rooney in Pittsburgh, Mr. Ilitch in Detroit was the same way. He'd have the healthy scratches or the injured guys come up to the owner's box, almost mandatory for the first period.
Yeah.
Come in, sit with him, his wife, his family, and he's got the big spread, and he'd talk hockey with you, see how you're doing. But like when he said, how are things?
Yeah.
Like he meant it.
Right.
Like, how's your family? How are your children? How are you adjusting? Do you like where you're living? Like, these are the questions he's asking, and he meant it. So you knew that you were cared for. The Ottawa Senators too was a great experience for me. Marshall Johnson was the GM there, and he did me a couple of solids. Gave me a nice 2-year contract. Then, when the end of the road was coming because they were getting younger and they had some high picks and things like that, he basically said, hey, where do you want to go? And let me kind of pick my team to go to, and traded me there. So
there you go.
Anthony?
I didn't, not yet. I didn't make it into professional sports, but still plenty of time.
Places you loved, though, or didn't like?
Yeah, love St. Louis, Detroit, Chicago.
I get one here from Thanks Dad, and I think he's just joking. He goes, good culture on the teams in Russia. You know what? The culture wasn't bad. I didn't mind the guys, couldn't understand them. Couldn't. But there were a number of times where they would take me out for beers and drinks, and we'd go out boozing all night and clubbing, and just charades and booze.
Yeah.
They were good guys. I like them. They're fine.
Sounds good.
They didn't try to steal my money, I don't think. Maybe they're part of the masked man. You never know.
You know where you're going to be.
Get them drunk. Like, take him out. I got you.
It's a fast lane on 101 ESPN.
Keister in that.
Katie Wu of The Athletic put together an article about which Cardinals player stock is up and down after the first month of the season. We'll play our own version of Stock Up, Stock Down with the Cardinals next on 101 ESPN.
Johnny Landau Chevrolet is really your only spot to go find a brand new vehicle or a pre-owned vehicle. The Landau prices are incredible. Here are some of the deals. Chevy Silverado 1500 LT. I drive a Chevy Silverado, and I got it from Landau Chevrolet. Suggested retail price $62,530, but the Landau price, get a load of this, $50,025. That's over $10,000 you save by going to Landau Chevrolet. And let's not forget about the new 2024 Chevy Trax. They've changed the body style. It is really sporty looking. The interior is fantastic. It's spacious. And the pricing starts at $21,495. My son bought one of these 2024 black Chevy Trax. It's awesome. It's a sweet ride. It's a great vehicle for all purposes. And you can get that over at Landau Chevrolet. And let's not forget now, there's 2 locations, too. The original location in Florissant, Missouri, which we all know where that place is. But then they got the new Landau Autoplex located out in St. Peter's. Both places have unbelievable selection of new cars and pre-owned cars, and they just do an awesome job with all of their customers. So please stop by, check out everything. If nothing else, get there online at Landau.com or LandauAutoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
Johnny Landau Chevrolet.
Can't buy much for $20 these days. But at R&R Tire Express, $20 does get you tires. Put $20 down at R&R and you will drive away with not 1, not 2, not 3, but a full set of 4 new tires today. No commitment, no credit checks, no worries. R&R Tire Express offers flexible payment options based on your budget. Call 1-833-ROLL-NOW or request a quick quote at rnrtires.com to lock in your $20 deal today.
This traffic report is brought to you by Central Bank, the hometown bank of the St. Louis Cardinals. Feel the magic with the official Cardinals checking and Cardinals credit card. Stop by one of their 15 locations for your exclusive offer today. Learn more at centralbank.net. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals are off today, but they'll take on the Chicago White Sox this weekend as Sonny Gray will take the mound going up against Brad Keller. 7:15 first pitch tomorrow night. If you've missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Which Cardinal players' stocks are rising and falling? We're going to dive into that next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
like Marsh just told you in the SportsCenter update, we're going to talk about stock up, stock down for the Cardinals players. Katie Wu of The Athletic put together an article that's talked about which Cardinals players stock up, stock down after the first month of the season. Let's play this. Which player do you think she listed first in terms of stock being way up for the month of May? All right, April, excuse me.
Kittredge.
No.
Way up?
Way up? Sonny Gray.
There you go.
I mean, yeah. But is
Carey?
it way up? I mean,
why do you not like him?
No, I don't dislike Sonny Gray. I felt like his stock is right where it was supposed to be. He was a Cy Young finalist last year. What did you all expect of him, huh? You, Jamie Rivers.
Well, I expected exactly what he's doing right now.
There you go. So why should his stock be up?
Well, because the Cardinals have made bad decisions in the past. And
It's not a...
What happens is there's certain stocks that you buy, and when you see them trending or the certain people are buying them, you're a little cautious because their track record sucks at the stock market. So when they buy the stock, you wait.
What are
You
they
wait
doing?
to see how the stock performs, and then you can get in after that. So for me, I wanted to wait and see, especially with the injury.
Yeah, well, that was a hamstring. It wasn't like a elbow or shoulder.
Oh, really? You're
just
going to
saying.
tell me about a hamstring?
Hamstrings are awful.
They're terrible.
When you got to run full
It feels
speed.
like there's a boa constrictor that
It's
bits
the
you in the
worst.
back of the leg.
This is the worst. Hamstrings are awful because even when they're healed, you still feel like you're about to tear it again.
There's an uneasy feeling.
You're like, hey, doctor's like, you're good. Yeah, I'm not.
Doesn't feel that way.
I feel good.
I think that this is just a creative way for Katie to talk about which players had good months and maybe some questions.
I was fine with that too, but Carey had the problem.
Yeah. So, Sonny Gray, stock up. Kyle Gibson, she mentioned stock up. Ryan Helsley, stock up. Those are the only players that are stock up.
That's weird. It's only pitchers?
Yep.
What about Contreras?
Contreras, I think you could say.
If it
his
was
stock
buy,
is up.
sell, or hold, it'd be like a hold on Contreras.
Because you like where
I like where he's at.
Yeah.
Does he outperform what I thought? Yeah,
No,
not really. But he's the only one that is doing it. So
yeah, his numbers look even better compared to his teammates here. Stock down, Steven Matz, Giovanni Gallegos, Paul Goldschmidt. Those are only three players that she mentioned in terms of stock being down. I think you have to include, and this isn't a knock on the youngster, it's just where he's at, is Jordan Walker. His stock, compared to where we thought he could be coming into the year, if I said to you guys, yeah, he wouldn't make it throughout the entire month of being he wouldn't make it throughout the entire month of April without being sent down, what would you guys say?
I would say he's probably stinging it up at the plate and not performing well.
But in terms of stock, I mean, the stock would be down.
But so he's an interesting one for me. I think he gets sent down because there are higher expectations of him. Like, you look at Nolan Gorman, you look at Lars Newbar, they aren't hitting the cover off the ball either, but there's no talks of sending them down. I think Jordan Walker gets sent down because the upside is much higher for him than it would be for those two. So it's a few people that, I mean, you can pick a name out of a hat and say that they're not performing well enough right now. But yeah, he's one of them because there are high expectations for him to be better, and hopefully when he comes back, whenever that is, he is better than he was before he left.
And let's if we're going to isolate Jordan Walker, let's remember a couple things. One, he's 21 years old. Two, the Cardinals are able to send him down.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't you? If he's not performing at the big league level, and to our point every day right now, a lot of other guys are struggling. Let's put him down into an environment that's less under the microscope. Let's have him work, figure some things out without having to be the star member. BT said yesterday, like the young guys sometimes start to grip the bat a little tighter when the older guys aren't performing. And all eyes are on Jordan Walker. And why wouldn't they be? 6'6", this imposing athletic guy that's, he's a hulking individual. He hammers the ball. Doesn't have quite the launch angle yet to capitalize off more home runs than not. But for me, this is the best decision. So as far as his stock trending downward, I mean, at the major league level, yes. Overall, we don't know because we don't see him every day.
We're just talking about it. Yeah, we're just talking about April. We're just talking about April. We're just talking about expectations coming in, and Jordan Walker unfortunately got off to a rough April. But you're right; he's not the only one. Nolan Gorman, his stock is down, in my opinion. Yes, Goldschmidt, of course. Nolan Arenado has been average to this point. If you look at just all of April, he's been average, but guy's got 1 home run. You're not paying him the amount of money that you are to kind of put up just average numbers and just collect singles.
I would ask you, I know some people don't care much about batting average anymore, or on-base percentage matters and all that. If I told you that Mason Wynn would be leading the team in batting average on May 2nd, what would you say this team is?
I would think it would be. I think it would be good.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I'm sure.
This is coming into the season because our mindset, Mason Wynn, he's going to bat 8th. He may struggle with big league pitching again. He's still learning.
Yeah.
And I told you with that notion in your mind that he's actually leading the team in batting average.
I would think that this offense would be really good because he was one of the question marks coming in offensively.
Got you.
That's where I'm at with it. If you'd say Paul Goldschmidt he's got an 87 WRC plus, where's the offense? I say, well, it's probably not good.
No.
You know? But I understand from your perspective, Carey, what you're saying is if his average is so high, what are the other guys doing?
Not enough. Not yet.
This is an offensive problem. It's not just an individual problem. Your entire offense is down.
Why?
I mean, all I can tell you is what they're not doing.
Cardinal Nation is banging their heads off a brick wall trying to figure that out.
It's a good question.
Why?
They got to figure it out.
Why?
I don't know.
So was there a
There's no power. There's no speed. There's no on-base ability.
Did they misjudge what they had last year? Because essentially it's a lot of the same guys, right? Mm-hmm. And we talked about it. The pitching was so bad. Was it that the pitching was so bad that you focused solely on that aspect of it and you got that part better, but didn't take into account that the hitting isn't as great as it needed to be because you had no chance in games to really understand. You're down 5 runs in the first couple of innings. Your game plan, you just throw that out the window.
I think the Cardinals were hyper-focused on pitching, for sure, and that they thought last year was a one-off with some of their guys offensively.
What changes would have been made?
Exactly. That's right. That's what I was going to ask.
What changes are you going to make?
You're expecting, if you're the Cardinals, you're expecting Jordan Walker to take the next step. You're expecting Mason Wynn to hold his head above water, which is what he's done. You're expecting Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado to carry your offense. Right. They have not. Or Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado, and Wilson Contreras to carry your offense. One guy is holding up his end of the bargain. Another guy is average, another guy's below average. The Cardinals expected this offense to be much better. Brendan Donovan coming back. They expected Tommy Edman to not be out an entire spring training and the month of April. We're heading into May. There hasn't been much on Tommy Edman. So they expected this offense to be much better. It is significantly worse, and this is where we're at right now with this Cardinals team.
Yeah, and I'm tired of the question, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Tired of it. What can they do? I don't know. I don't know. Neither do they right now, apparently.
Can the Blues afford to hire a coach with a lack of NHL experience? We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN.
Fellas, are you having a little difficulty being ready when it comes game time? Don't worry about it. The medicine shop at in St. Charles has you covered with sildenafil. Less than $2 a pill. Never mind that little blue pill or the gummy thing. No, don't worry about that. Call my friends over at the medicine shop in St. Charles. Of course, prescription is required. And if you have any other medicines that you use on a regular basis, well, the medicine shop offers free, discreet shipping and delivery to your home or your workplace. It's a fantastic program. Maybe you're out of town a lot. Maybe you have crazy hours. Maybe the kids have athletics after school and it's really difficult to get to the pharmacy. don't worry about it. The Medicine Shop in St. Charles, one, they understand, and they'll come to you. I use this program, and I absolutely love it. And I absolutely love the staff over at the Medicine Shop. You walk in with any question, they're going to answer it. They're going to come out from behind the counter. They're going to walk the aisles with you, point to what they think might work. They're going to suggest different things. They're going to make sure that you leave there happy and satisfied, and that's why they are my pharmacy family. So please get over there, visit them in person. You will absolutely love it. But if not, you can always visit them online at stcharles.medicineshop.com. That's stcharles.medicineshop.com.
Lou Korek, who covers the Blues, was talking recently on the Lou Sports Talk podcast about the Blues and the direction that they can go in with their head coach. Jamie, do you think that the Blues can afford to hire a coach with this roster, given the circumstances, that does not have NHL experience as a head coach?
I mean, there's always a slim chance of that, but if you're going to do that, why would you not just ride it out with Drew Bannister?
True.
Because if your roster's not going to be one that you think is competitive in the next year or two, why would you hand that off to, let's say, a David Carl from Denver University? Like, everybody, that's the hot name coming out of, like, the amateur ranks is David Carl. Why would you hand him off a team that maybe isn't ready yet, but then the counter argument is that, well, it's the perfect time. Get his feet wet, no expectations, gets to implement his systems, all that. So there's a chance. I think the Blues ultimately, I think their first choice is to find an established coach with a really good resume and someone who is a good teacher and that holds people accountable. So, but in a good way. Like, not the old school, like, do it my way or the highway. Because we know that that's not really happening. Look at John Tortorella. Now, he extracted a lot from that Philadelphia team, but what people don't see behind closed doors from John Tortorella is he's not doing that stuff. He's not in guys' faces. He talks to them. He brings them to the office, or he'll come and sit in the locker room, have a coffee, sit down with 3 guys on the bench and talk. And, hey, I need this. That was not good enough. Like, it's not that embarrassing stuff.
No.
You get the bulldog from him in the media, and that's what everybody thinks he is. Well, he must be a nightmare to deal with. He's changed his ways. Trust me. And so, not that I think John Tortorella would be a good fix here, but certainly you've got somebody like a Todd McClellan. I've said that name before. Ottawa's hot on him right now, and I can guarantee you that if the Toronto Maple Leafs lose tonight, Sheldon Keefe will be looking for a job, and 2 names are going to pop up in Toronto, Todd McClellan and Craig Berube. So if you're the Blues, you may want to talk to Todd McClellan and see what his plans are moving forward. And Rod Brendamore sounds like the Carolina Hurricanes are now panicking because the media went and dropped a big media bomb and said, yeah, he's not under contract. And apparently the Hurricanes took their contract offer off the table. Oh, it's amazing. All of a sudden, Rod Brendamore's phone's ringing, and the GM and the owner are now talking to him about trying to make him a Hurricane for life, basically. So I would think that he's probably out of the running. And Jim Montgomery, if Jim Montgomery loses this series to the Leafs for the second year in a row, being up 3-1 in their series, he could be available. The Bruins might say, hey, you're a great regular season coach, but I don't know if we believe in you for the playoffs. So that's why Doug Armstrong is patiently waiting, is to see kind of how this unfolds. Now, you can only wait for a certain amount of time. He did set his own deadline before the month of June. So here we are on May 2nd, and, the clock is ticking. Where does Army go ultimately with this? I guess we'll find out. Odds are that the further a coach is going, the less likely that coach will be to be available for you as the Blues. So that's kind of my thoughts, is you could do it with a young guy. I think there's a lot of moving parts here. I think that, especially if you're, like Army has stressed accountability.
Yeah.
I think that's really tough for a young guy, his first time ever coaching pro hockey. Like, at least Drew Bannister had 5 or 6 years coaching in the American League and had already coached a handful of these players before. So when he came in and he held guys accountable, there's some bite there. You're David Carl, you come in and you're going to look at Braden Shen and say, yeah, that wasn't good enough. Have a seat for the second period. I don't know how that's going to go. I just don't know. Odds are the guys are going to be like, what?
Yeah.
So I think it's an interesting situation, but could also be a tough one. That's why I always like good coaches, and that doesn't mean that it can't be a good coach that's never had experience before. I just don't know if this is the greatest fit for someone who's never coached pro hockey.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I mean, I don't know what. And by the way, we do need a Gauntlet contestant. So if you want to text in to the Air Comfort Service text line, Gauntlet, 314-399-9646. When it comes to the names, Jamie's given you a lot. When it comes to what this team needs what they had in Craig Berube when he first took over, which is for somebody to say, trust me, I'm going to put you in the best spot to succeed.
Right.
And then they had they had the results. The players bought in, and the rest was history. Now, I know there's a lot of other things that obviously went into that.
Yeah.
But they needed to respect the man first, and obviously the players respect him. You need the leadership in place already to guys like Alexander Steen that said, hey, we're gonna buy in, guys. Understand the roles. Have the head coach put them in the right spots, like moving Alexander Steen down to the fourth line, and then things came together. That is what the Blues need. But who that person is and whether or not you have the right leadership group and you have the right players and you have the right guys that are going to buy in, that's the big question that Doug Armstrong has to answer.
I think it's, either way you go, you're going to get something and not get the other thing. Like you talking about Jim Montgomery. If you lose 2 times in the first round and you're the higher seed or expected to win, what does that say about you as a coach, and how are the players that you're going to be coaching the following team, how are they going to think about you? Or how is that going to play out if it happens again and you lose in the first round for the Blues and the first round again? It's like, well, what did you expect? So you have that. And the younger coach, you're looking at him and saying, again, he's a younger coach. He doesn't have the experience, but the only way you gain experience is by actually getting a chance to do it. So, it's either way you go, whatever you're looking at, you're going to have some good things and some things that are possibly lacking from either side.
Yeah, and let's not forget a couple of things here, too. When it comes to Jim Montgomery, he is a popular name because he already has relationships with a number of the players on the team. Mm-hmm. It was just 2 years ago he was assistant coach here, and that power play that Monty ran was pretty damn successful. So we can't forget about the development of Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou under the help of Jim Montgomery, as well as Craig Berube and Steve Ott and those guys who also deserve credit. Another thing you can't forget is that there's like 7 or 8 teams now that are looking for a head coach.
Yeah.
So if David Carl is the hot new ticket from Denver, just won the national championship, the Blues aren't the only ones calling. And the longer this goes, it gives other teams significant amount of time to talk to him and to evaluate if they're going to hire him or not. And now most teams don't hire during the playoffs because, it's like baseball. The league doesn't want any distractions. There are certain exemptions, per se, like if you ask the league. But once this is all said and done, it's going to be a bit of a feeding frenzy.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see, one, if you can get the person you want, or you got to settle for the people that are left over.
Right. All right, we got the Gauntlet coming up next. So if you want to participate in the Gauntlet, again, 314-399-9646. Gauntlet next in the Fast Lane.
4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you master the Gauntlet?
The Gauntlet is powered by Master, your hometown source for business communications for more than 30 years. Visit mastor.com.
Time for the Gauntlet here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. 404, your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. And we welcome in Jeff to the program. What's up, Jeff?
What's going on, guys?
Not much. You ready to rock and roll?
Absolutely.
First time?
First time.
All right. Well, welcome aboard. Would you like to take on Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, or me in your first round?
On Carey.
Okay. Well, Carey actually is just walking in. Carey, get out of here.
Get out!
See you later.
Carey went to refresh his coffee.
Yeah. All right. So, with Carey now in the cone of silence, Jeff, go ahead and tell Marsh to spin the wheel.
Spin that wheel, Marshy.
What are we hoping for, Jeff?
Don't matter.
Oh, okay. I like that.
I like that attitude.
Whatever it's going to be is going to be.
There you go. Well, Marsh will tell us what it is here in a second.
We have football today against Carey.
All right. Jeff, how are you feeling about football? You good?
I'm good with it. Huge Dolphins fan, so hopefully there's some Dolphins questions on that.
Yesterday there's 4 Vikings questions,
if you're
so
a
who
Vikings
knows? Maybe
fan,
there's
you'd knocked it out of the park.
4 Dolphins questions today. Well, you're going to get 4 football questions. Each question is worth 2 points.
Uh-oh, Marshy's laughing his guts out over there.
Wow. Each question is worth 2 points, unless you ask for the options, and then those questions are worth 1 point. Are you ready? Oh, jeez.
Absolutely. I don't know what y'all are doing, but
it's my turn. It's my turn today, apparently. All right, here we go, Jeff. How many consecutive years have the Atlanta Falcons missed the playoffs? I would have done already.
The other day too. I'll go with 3 years.
Final answer?
Yep, final answer.
All right, Jeff, question 2. We're Falcons-centric here. The Falcons have lost 2 Super Bowls in their history. The famous 28-3 game against the Patriots, and in the late 90s against which team?
Go ahead and give me the options.
Was it the Denver Broncos, the Oakland Raiders, or the Baltimore Ravens?
Not the Baltimore. Do the Broncos.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Question number 3. Who was the head coach of the Falcons when they blew that 28-3 lead to the New England Patriots?
Seriously, all these Falcon questions. Give me the options, please.
Options are Dan Quinn, Mike Smith, or Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan.
Final answer?
Final answer. I don't know much about the Falcons.
That's probably a good thing.
Nobody does. Yeah, there's no reason to. All right, here we go. Last question. James White scored the game-winning touchdown to seal the Falcons' fate in the Super Bowl. But who scored the touchdown to tie that game with 57 seconds left in regulation?
Go ahead and give me those options, I guess.
Steven Gostkowski, the kicker, LeGarrette Blount, or James White himself?
LeGarrette Blount.
Final answer? All right. Let's welcome back Carey in from the cone of silence. Jeff, I won't even ask you how you're doing. I got the sense. Remember, I'm going to read. I'm going to read the audio here. All right. Carey is putting on his headphones, ready to rock and roll here.
Did you say you're going to read the audio?
Yeah.
So we're listening to articles and we're reading
Did I say
audio.
read the audio again?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Anthony,
I know, I'm terrible. I'm awful.
No, you're not. I think that what's happened here today is you've put forth a heck of an effort, and you're trying to carry the team at times, and sometimes you put a little too much pressure on yourself, and you say the wrong things.
He does that because of us.
We appreciate your hard work.
Because of you.
Thanks, Jamie.
Yeah.
He has to carry.
That was 100%, Carey. Yeah.
That was very uplifting, man. I appreciate you.
Let's just don't do it again, okay?
Oh, there you go. All right. I was going to say I'm going to take a deep breath, relax, but there it was. All right, Carey, are you ready?
No. What I got?
Your category is football.
Ah, okay. Give me pressure.
One specific team.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be looking at
the
me.
Miami Dolphins?
No.
No.
Jeff would have liked that.
Jeff would have appreciated that. Jeff apparently is a Dolphins fan.
He is.
Yeah. Yep. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Question 1. How many consecutive years have the Atlanta Falcons missed the playoffs?
Oh, that's 6. Final answer.
Okay. Question 2. The Falcons have lost 2 Super Bowls in their history.
Okay.
The famous 28-3 game against the Patriots, and in the late 90s against which team?
Oh, man. Because they made it, because they beat, that was 98, I think, and they beat the Vikings in the NFC Championship. Who the heck did they play? I hate that I need the options. Give me a second. Okay, give me the options.
Was it the Denver Broncos, the Oakland Raiders, or the Baltimore Ravens?
It was the Denver Broncos.
Final answer?
Yeah, because the Raiders beat, Denver Broncos.
Question number 3.
Final answer. Sorry.
Thank you. Just making sure here.
Yeah, he was staring at me until I said final answer.
Hey, we have
Get that.
principles here.
Yep.
Question number 3. Who was the head coach of the Falcons when they blew the 28-3 lead to the Patriots?
What's the guy's name, man? Kyle was the OC. What's his name? Anthony, the coordinator from Seattle.
Don't answer.
You know his name.
Don't answer.
Gift Smith. No.
Turner Gill.
Turner Gill.
I can see his face. Ball head. White guy. Give me the. Gosh darn it. Give me the options. Please.
Is it?
I can't see his.
You need the options?
Dan. Lieutenant Dan. What the hell is his last
You
name?
wouldn't have lost that game if it was Lieutenant
Dan.
Dan.
Had at Forrest in that game.
Yep.
You need the options?
Yes.
All right, Dan Quinn, Mike Smith, or Kyle Shanahan?
Dan Quinn.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Yeah.
You couldn't just give me Dan.
No.
There's no other Dans on the
maybe
list.
Dan Marino.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
Thunder Dan Marley.
Thunder Dan Marley.
Question number 4.
Michigan.
That's right. James White scored the game-winning touchdown to seal the Falcons' fate in the Super Bowl. But who scored the touchdown to tie the game with 57 seconds left in regulation?
Oh, I don't remember that. Okay, give me the options.
Was it Steven Gostkowski, LeGarrette Blount, or James White?
Can you read the question again?
James White scored the game-winning touchdown to seal the Falcons' fate in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
But who scored the touchdown to tie that game with 57 seconds left in regulation?
Put him on there.
Maybe they ran a fake.
I remember the guy. James White. Final answer.
You just eliminate that option.
Yeah.
You have to make fun of it. Your fault if you don't know who that is.
All right, let's go over these. The Falcons have lost 2 Super Bowls in their history. The famous 28-3 game against the Patriots, and in the late 90s against which team? Jeff, you took the options. You said the Denver Broncos. Carey, you also took the options. You went with the Denver Broncos. Correct answer is?
Was in fact the Denver Broncos.
That's right. 1-1 tie. Dan Reeves is coaching against his former team.
They played in the NFC Championship game. I couldn't remember who they played in the Super Bowl.
Terrell Davis game.
It was everybody's game that day. Except for Eugene Robinson. Who was in prison the night before. Yeah. All right. How many consecutive years have the Atlanta Falcons missed the playoffs? Jeff, without the options, you said 3. Carey, without the options, you said 6. Correct answer is?
Anthony wishes it was 3. The correct answer is 6.
Carey with the 2-pointer there. 3-1 Carey. Who was the head coach of the Falcons when they blew the 28-3 lead against the Patriots?
Dan. Damn it.
Carey went with Dan. Had a brain fart. Had to ask for the options. Then landed on Dan Quinn. Jeff said Kyle Shanahan. Correct answer is?
Dan Quinn.
That's right. So Carey opened up a 4-1 lead over Jeff. James White scored the game-winning touchdown to seal the Falcons' fate late in the Super Bowl, but who scored the touchdown to tie the game with 57 seconds left in regulation? Jeff, you went with LeGarrette Blount. Carey, you went with James White. Correct answer is...
It is James White.
Jeff.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose.
Not today.
Jeff, I'm sorry. It wasn't fun for you. It wasn't fun for me. Kind of a rough gauntlet today.
Good job, Jeff.
Nonetheless, thanks for listening. Thanks for playing.
Who the heck wrote these questions?
Somebody with a vendetta.
I can't wait to see the next one's going to be the Patriots.
Probably.
Maybe the Lions.
Or the Lions.
Or the Lions or the Buccaneers. Right.
Or the
Steelers. All right, Jeff, thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right,
Have a good one, Jeff.
I was watching some of the question or the comments coming in from the Snake Pit. They were pretty good. Frick James called it. He said this is probably going to be a Falcons-related gauntlet. So nice job to Frick James on that one. Somebody asked what my war was following the mess up. I would say it's negative something. So good stuff there from the Snake Pit as always. All right, it's
the starting lineup tomorrow.
What's that?
Are you going to be in the starting lineup tomorrow?
Yeah.
Batting lead off.
Probably, exactly. Lead off. One of the important spots, no doubt. All right, true or false, 5 reasons the Cardinals will be better in May.
False?
Yeah, just on all of them. That's next on 101 ESPN. Our guy Stewie's on the line right now. Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. And Stewie, I know that you're somebody that often puts our listeners in great spots when they give you a call, and it doesn't really matter what they call you for. You always have great advice for them. So what's some advice you got for us today?
Well, Anthony, this is a dog-eat-dog world, and competitive offers are out there. People are wanting houses. Cash offers are king, and sellers are looking for that guarantee that you're going to close. Well, we can do this for you. If you need a loan, we can get you your loan commitment at the time you submit the contract. Sellers don't have to wait 3 weeks to see if the deal is going to go through. Bam, it's almost as good as cash. They're going to take your offer. Now, if you have the bagel loan, which is no closing costs, you can even add that money that you normally would pay, add it to the bid, and financially beat out the other offers. Close in 10 days, cash offer, no contingencies, and it won't cost you a dime more.
Well, we know how tough the market is right now, and it obviously helps a ton when you have a good loan in place and you got somebody like Stewie in your corner. So please pick up the phone and make your first call to Stewie. His personal cell phone number is 314-324-4440.
Again, 314-324-4440.
Give him a call, shoot him a text, tell him you heard him on 101 ESPN. He loves helping out all of our listeners. And Anthony, if you can't remember that number, what can they do?
You can always Google the bagel loan. Thanks, Stewie.
Have a good night, guys.
NMLS number 226715.
101 ESPN has your chance to win free tickets to Styx and Foreigner with special guest John Waite on June 18th at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. Tickets for Styx and Foreigner are on sale now. Get all the ticket details and get entered to win those free tickets for the show right now, either at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 mobile app.
Yeah, I'm really pleased at where the club is right now. Yeah.
Stop it! I'm tired of it. I'm tired of hearing the same things. I'm tired of getting the same results. Nothing's changed. Nothing's different. It's all the same. Are you kidding me? We're last in almost every metric, offensively. Almost every metric, if not every metric. Am I losing? Am I the one taking crazy pills out of here? That just wait, just be patient, I've been patient, Mo. I can't be patient anymore. Help me!
I hope we surprise people and make them happy.
Well done, Marsh. Yeah, that was Howie. No, you're not crazy, Howie. You're not crazy at all. We've had the same conversations about the same damn team virtually every month now over the last, I don't know, for you, Carey, the last 2 years. For me, I think the last 6, 7. Same questions.
Well,
it's frustrating as all hell.
Can only go up from here, Anthony.
No! You think?
And then it doesn't go up?
Listen, I have no idea what depths of hell is waiting for us as Cardinals fans and Cardinals media. By the way, it was Walrus King that asked about the war, my war.
How did you say it is? It's not good?
No, I think it's in the negative.
Negative?
Yeah. You know where the Cardinals rank statistically in like all the offensive categories?
Yeah,
I was saying, it's down.
28th,
So there's Walrus King there in the snake pit. So shout out.
But you're working hard, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, the effort's there. I'm trying. It's just the results.
That's what people forget. Like, as long as you work hard.
Yeah, the results don't matter?
Well, no, they matter. But if you don't work hard and you don't succeed, then that's a bit problematic. If you're working hard and it doesn't work out, maybe, you just got to figure something else out. Kind of like the Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm going to produce. All right, Carey?
I've been around you long enough to know that you're going to take care of your business.
If not, get me out of here.
Yep.
You know what I mean, Carey?
I trust you. I trust how hard you work, the effort you put in, the time you put in. Eventually, the results will come.
Thanks, Carey.
And that's exactly what they're saying to the Cardinals lineup right now.
You had me feeling good, and then you did say the last part. Oh, man. All right, so, Marsh, you put together a little bit of a true or false 5 reasons for us, or actually, should we just go off this article here? The vibe is strong. 5 reasons may be a better month for the Cardinals. Number 1.
It can't be much worse.
No. So let's play true or false with this, okay? Marsh, play along with us here. The defense is holding strong. I think that's true.
True.
That's the truth.
Oh, we're not going to do this, are we? Are we going to find all of the positive things and make it rose-colored glasses and be happy?
Well, let's just answer. Right, let's just answer the truth. Okay,
Carey,
that is true.
We have 4 other ones to get to.
The first one, okay, true. I agree.
The defense is holding strong.
No question. They're doing wonderful.
I don't think the defense is going to falter either.
I agree with that completely.
Okay. All right, so look, there you go.
Yeah.
Good. Number 2, the veterans will click. True or false?
Ooh, but the back of the baseball card would say true.
Click and play better?
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming. So, okay, Joe, I'll read part of this MLB.com article. Anyone who thinks Paul Goldschmidt is going to hover around the Mendoza line for the rest of the season is ridiculous.
Okay.
Goldschmidt, a career .292 hitter and a 5-time NL Slugger Award winner, has 5 seasons of 300-plus baseball in his career and 4 more of at least .290. He's given no indication of slowing down in his age 36 season, and after a 5-for-12 series in Detroit, he's slashing .370, .433, .481 across his past 7 games.
See, this is why numbers drive me nuts, because you 5 for 12.
They had 4 of them
came in one game.
Right.
What the hell are you talking about?
In a game in which you
lost. Turning things around.
A game in which you lost,
Yeah.
by the way.
You can make numbers do whatever. I would ask.
It's called cherry picking.
There you go. I would ask how many of those seasons that he had all of those wonderful numbers was he 36 years old?
0.
All right. So
is that a false for you then that you feel as though the veterans won't come around? I'm going to say true.
Him and Nolan Arenado are really the only two we're referring to here. When you say veterans, Wilson Contreras is playing well, and everybody else is young-ish or younger.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say true.
I am going to make a stand here on this. There's no way.
Oh,
man, I just immediately started feeling like a fool. But there's no way that this offense is this bad, where you're going to rank in the bottom 5 in home runs, on base, stolen base, all of that. The main offensive statistics, there's no way you're going to rank in the bottom 5 in all of them when it's all said and done. If you've got Goldschmidt and Arenado and these guys.
Do you need those?
No, I don't need those.
Okay. I agree with you, sir.
So I believe it in my heart.
I agree with you.
And my huevos rancheros.
Yes, I'm with you there. Eventually, baseball is a long season. There are ebbs and flows. There are ups and downs. I'm excited about where we are right now.
Don't you see now? You went the most sarcastic route. Don't you talk down to our listeners?
Sarcastic.
That's Mo's thing.
I just repeating what he said.
Oh. I'm going to say false, and I hope I'm wrong.
What'd I do?
Don't you do that? That's what our kids do. What? After you just smacked your brother. What do you mean? What?
He did.
Maybe he
first.
deserved it. I don't know. Sometimes.
No.
Okay.
I said false.
You said false. So you don't think they're.
I think they're going to stink all
think
year.
this is real. And I'm
talking about for the month of May.
I'm not even arguing with you. I'm just saying. You believe like this is real. This is the Cardinals' offense.
I haven't seen anything that like screams. Oh wait, he's finding his stuff. Like
Right.
he's there. Okay, we went 4 for 5 the other day in game 2 and he had a hit in game.
Didn't he go 0 for the next day?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything that has shown me that they are getting back to where they have been. Now, Nolan Arenado, geez, sound like you, Anthony.
Did you call him Olanodo?
Why'd you have to?
I don't know.
Why'd you have to run over me?
I'm sorry. I feel like we've all been just running over each other lately. I figured I'd pitch in.
That's part of the problem, I think.
Well, I think
we
it's
got to
fun.
play better. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything that would show me an indication that they are back to the players that they have been in the past. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
So now maybe that will change against the White Sox, and this is a perfect time to find your swing, catch up to the fastball.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God.
He's just moving it. He's just moving it. He's just moving the glasses over. Jamie
well, he knows
left.
this is probably going to be his last time wearing them.
Yeah, Jamie had a family.
If they get swept by the Sox, I'm throwing them away.
Jamie had a family matter to attend to. No emergency or anything like that. But yeah, so Jamie had to duck off a little early. So he was guarding. He was the Guardians of the Galaxy with the glasses, and now Thanos just came over and snagged him.
Oh no!
Yeah,
he is inevitable, Anthony. Mm-hmm. Although he does lose in the end.
Hey, spoiler alert! All right, the bullpen
It's been about 5 years, Anthony.
Well, not for everybody.
I understand that.
I just watched it like less than 5 months ago.
But you've seen it.
I've seen it.
Yes.
I just saw the Eternals. What a pure hot piece of garbage that
movie.
was.
Terrible movie. What would you rather watch, Eternals
or this Cardinals offense?
Yeah.
At this point, Cardinals offense.
Really, it's that bad.
It's that bad.
I didn't think it was that bad. It's bad, but it's not that bad.
I don't want to watch it again. It took me a while to get through.
Oh, so you did finish it?
I finished it.
You sound like
what's next for you?
When I saw the extended credits say that the Eternals will be back, I threw up a little.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, the bullpen is stingy. Yes, that's a truth.
True.
All right.
True.
And number 5, the attitudes are right.
Attitudes are right.
Right. Yeah, the attitudes are right. No one's hanging their head in the clubhouse right now. This club believes it can win every game. I'm going to say false on that. When your president of baseball operations is spitting pure hot garbage out of his mouth, eternal style, I can't hop on board with that.
That would make it right.
True. Yeah.
True. I mean, he believes, as do they.
Mm-hmm.
Do we believe? See, I think the issue is, you know what I think? I've been thinking about this, and the issue is this, Anthony.
Oh, no, Marsh.
The issue is this.
Oh, my gosh.
You know, this team is working their butts off. And then it's guys like you in here, and then our listeners that don't believe enough. You know, one of the things that the Blues needed most to win their games, what did we say? Shoot the puck. They don't yell that enough at the game, so they don't know to shoot it. And so if you're a Cardinals fan and you're not showing up in droves, if you're not filling those red seats with your butts, showing the team that you believe, then that's part of the problem, Anthony. So this weekend, starting tomorrow, you got the White Sox in town. You show up and show out for our Cardinals and watch us sweep those White Sox. I believe it. Do you believe it? You should believe it. Do you believe it? You should believe it too. I believe it. Do you all out there believe it? I do. Okay, that's what they need. They need support. Full support from us. In the fast lane, it starts here. It starts with us. If we believe, then they'll believe, and then they'll win, and they'll hit. It's all about us and them.
That's a bold strategy to blame the fans.
No.
Look at this guy.
I'm not blaming. I'm just reminding the Cardinal mystique, BFIB, best fans in baseball for a reason, because we showed up and showed out. And that's what this Cardinal team has been lacking. They have been lacking the BFIB. They need us to support them, and then they can give us what we long have been needing.
So it's our fault.
It's us. It's all of us. We're all culpable in this. We all have to do our part. Marshy, you got to believe more. You got the hat on, believe. Huh?
This logo, I think it's from a different generation.
Well, hey,
I do like that logo.
Thank you. It is a cool hat.
I like that hat a lot.
Guys?
If they wore that hat, well, once FanDuel, or not FanDuel will do it right.
Yeah,
once Fanatics get a hold of it, they would ruin it.
I'm a fanatic. I'm believing, right? You believe?
No.
You should.
Yeah.
What?
No.
What?
Yeah.
See, that's the problem. Stop
So you're
right
blaming
there.
me.
Just your attitude right now. Not a fan of it.
I just said 4 of the 5 are true.
No. But you're not listening. We need you to be here and there. And there is Busch Stadium, okay? This weekend. Marshy, you there? Anthony, you there?
I'm there.
All right,
I'm
there
ready.
we go.
Yes.
Well, it's actually the Battlehawks game at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, the Battlehawks are playing really well, so I might be tuned in for that one. By the way, Mike Rose, linebacker for the Battlehawks, joining us for our weekly chat with the Battlehawk coming up at 5 o'clock. But we got Hot Take or Hot Garbage next, kind of like Carey's point of view there with the glasses there. Hot garbage. You want to send us one, 314-399-9646. Hot Take, Hot Garbage next.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals are off today, but they take on the Chicago White Sox this weekend. Tomorrow night, Sonny Gray will be on the mound going up against Brad Keller, 7:15 first pitch. At 5 o'clock, we'll be joined by Mike Rose of the Battlehawks, so stay tuned for that. If you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there, and it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We have hot take or hot garbage coming up next, so if you have a hot take, send it our way to the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. Hot take or hot garbage coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
Boom! Hot take!
Time for hot take or hot garbage. If you got a hot take or hot garbage statement, 314-399-9646, the Air Comfort Service text line. That's where you kind of make your hot take, and then we either agree or we call it hot garbage and crap all over it. It's kind of fun for everybody. Marsh, what do you got?
All right. From the 309, hot take or hot garbage, the Cards enter into a full rebuild at the trade deadline.
They enter a full trade?
A full rebuild,
full rebuild
at the trade deadline?
Nah,
that's hot garbage.
They're not going to admit, that would cause them to admit mistakes. They're not going to admit mistakes like that.
And at that point, if Goldie is still not performing, he's not tradable at that point. He's going to be 37 years old. Obviously, if you're looking to move on from him, he's not performing at that level. The other teams aren't going to want him either. Maybe Nolan Arenado would be something that you could trade. But what else?
Right.
You're not trading any of the pitchers.
No.
You just signed Sonny Gray. He's here. Mm-hmm. You're not. Lynn and Kyle Gibson aren't going anywhere. I would assume if they are.
You could trade those guys, but you're not going to get anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're not sparking a rebuild. You're just getting rid of
contract.
You're just getting something in return.
You don't need to, because they'll be off the books if you wanted them to next year.
Yeah.
Miles Michaelis and Steven Matz would not be trade pieces. Nolan Gorman, a person that I thought in the offseason could be traded if you wanted to get pitching. Mm-hmm. If he's not performing, at that point, if you're trading to rebuild, you probably don't have good enough players that people want to trade for, other than Nolan Arenado.
Plus, what
are you rebuilding?
What's the direction of the rebuild? Like when Theo Epstein took over in Chicago, he had a very distinct plan. Mm-hmm. He was going to trade off the expiring contracts, get whatever he could. He knew that he was going to put a roster together that was not going to be good enough to win games, so therefore he was tanking. Mm. In order to get higher draft picks, he was going to go with young positional players in the draft, guys like Chris Bryant, Javi Baez, Wilson Contreras, and whether it's the draft or the international draft, that he was going that route, and then he was going to supplement that talent with big league pitching that he was going to pay for. So he had a very distinct game plan. What will the Cardinals' game plan look like if they're going to rebuild? What are you doing
at that point?
Are you rebuilding your starting staff? Are you I don't know what direction you're going in.
You're a year too late if you're rebuilding. Last year would have been the year that you decided to rebuild. At this point, there is no. You just got to almost play the waiting game and let contracts expire. Because there is, in my opinion, what are you getting in return if guys aren't performing well enough?
I can get on board with almost anything if there's a clear game plan. Like, hey, we're going to trade this guy and this guy and this guy, and we're going to restock the pitching staff. And you know what? We're gonna go guns a-blazing with young arms next year. And in free agency, we're going to fill out the roster, the offense with guys that do X, Y, and Z. Okay. But there has been no distinct game plan for years now.
Right.
With the Cardinals roster, or at least one that I look at and say, oh, yeah, that makes sense. And clearly the results aren't there.
I agree.
So, I got to call Ocker. Plus, lastly on this, too, if you look at Mo, he is so risk-averse. There is no risk within that body of his. Like, there's just...
Because he risked Randy Arozarena, and...
Which shouldn't even have been a risk,
but he risked with Zach Gallen and Sandy Alcantara, and when you make those types of risks, and the thing you need most is pitching, and some outfielders, you would be a little nervous too.
It's like the person that goes outdoors that never wants to go outdoors ever because he might get hit by a truck, and then decides he's got to be brave. I'm going to go get the mail today.
And then
he goes out there, and he almost gets hit by a truck. He goes, that's it. This is why I don't do this.
That reminds me of Howie from Benchwarmers when he finally decides to go outside.
I've never seen Benchwarmers.
It reminds me of Saul Goodman's brother in Breaking Better
Bad.
Call Saul.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't want to go outside. What was his name?
What was it?
William.
No. Obviously, it wasn't Goodman because he had a different name.
He changed his name, yeah. Text line or text in. Saul Goodman. Nah.
No.
Yeah, right.
But that was interesting.
It was kind of weird. He didn't like electricity at all.
It was all in his head, though, Anthony. Sorry to spoil it.
Interesting.
Better Call Saul, a good show.
Great show. Have to watch Breaking Bad first, though, even though the majority of that season. Chuck, yes.
Yep. Thank you, 314.
Chuck. Oh, yeah, Chuck.
Yep. You didn't. It's okay.
Troy goes, all caps. What, Anthony? You have to watch Benchwarmers. I'll get there.
You got to watch it, especially for Howie. He ends up eating the sunscreen.
Goes, I will boycott this show if Stalter doesn't watch Benchwarmers.
How have you never seen Benchwarmers?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
He might not be by himself here. I don't know that I've seen it either.
Oh, there you go. Thank you, Carey, for not letting me walk the plank.
Where they have Carlos come in, and he's like older than me.
I know I haven't.
I think I have
describing it. I know I've never seen it.
Oh, you'd find it funny.
But it's been a while.
You would love it.
Okay.
Especially if you like Rob Schneider.
Yeah, he's funny.
All right, come on.
Yeah,
you can watch it tomorrow at 7:15.
That's what we'll do. This entire show. Oh, that's bad. Maybe we just watch the show. We'll put it up on here and we'll just react to the movie. We won't even talk sports. All right, from the 661 hot take, the most likely team in the AFC to take down the Chiefs are the Houston Texans.
Ooh, most likely team to take down the Chiefs.
That's a hot take.
Most likely?
Yeah. I would say the Bengals, but
that's where I'm leaning. Actually,
I don't think I think the Bengals are getting worse.
The Bengals or the Ravens. And again, people are going to think I'm a homer. I think the Steelers are going to be good this year.
Okay, I'll give you the Ravens. I'll give you the Bengals. I'm not going to give you the Steelers.
The Steelers have... All right. Well,
what do they have?
They will make you a believer. You don't believe, Anthony. And we talked about this when I had my red glasses on.
Listen, I get it, but... I'm sorry.
What about the New York Jets?
Go ahead, Marsh.
All right. We'll get into some NFL here soon. From the 314 hot take.
What about them?
Hot take or hot garbage, eating food plain like burgers, hot dogs, chicken wings, chicken strips without any sauces should get you a jail sentence.
Thank you. Yes. Hot take. Absolutely.
Just a regular burger. What if you're lactose intolerant? You can't have cheese.
That's different. If you got medical stuff, fine. But with this fine, upstanding human being is talking about, he's not being a psychopath and just having nothing.
You don't like mustard on a burger?
There are people that don't like condiments, Anthony.
I don't want to know those people at all. I don't want to think that they exist.
Yeah.
How can you not like condiments?
Real people.
No.
Just plain wings? No, I think you're right. I agree with you. They're crazy.
They're called psychopaths, and like this person said, they should probably be behind bars.
Now, I don't mind if you get wings without sauce on them,
but
and
you
want to dip them
That's
in
fine.
the sauce. That
Right.
is fine, because some places they'll just smother sauce all over the wings, and sometimes it's not good.
Yeah.
You gotta try and dab
Or if
it.
you
and
do
get the
like
sauce
a
off of
wing,
it.
maybe like a dry rub, but then you got the sauce on the side. That's fine.
Trashed
But come on.
wings.
Chuck McGill. There it is.
Chuck McGill.
Chuck McGill. Chuck McGill's gonna eat
No,
food with sauce.
he wouldn't.
No? Oh, okay. I don't know anything about Chuck
Kind
McGill.
of weird.
Yeah.
Funny guy, though.
I mean, just a plain burger? Nothing? Nothing on it? What are we doing?
I'm not a hot
I mean,
sauce
if you're
guy.
a kid,
I don't eat
okay.
hot sauce.
You don't eat okay, but there's other I love hot sauce, but there's other condiments you'll
Yeah, ranch,
barbecue
ketchup,
sauce,
mustard, barbecue sauce. Yeah,
okay, all right. Well, Carey, looks like you and I and Marsh can still be friends. NFL higher or lower? We'll play that next on 101 ESPN.
Save money with the Swiss Air's Heating and Cooling's best deal of the year. SwissAirSTL.com.
Well, you can't get much for $20 these days. Although you can, because at R&R Tire Express, you can get not one, not two, but three. No, actually, not one, not two, but not three. I forgot to count here, boys. Not one, not two, not three, but four tires. That's right, full set of 4 tires. I don't know if you want to do the 3-tire thing. Maybe you got a motorcycle or whatever they call those things. You could do that, a trike. Sure, great. 4 set of new tires when it comes to R&R Tire Express, and only at $20. You put $20 down at R&R. You could drive away with the full set of 4 new tires today. And that installation fee, yep, that's on R&R Tire Express. You don't have to worry about that. Just request a quick quote at rnrtires.com to lock in your $20 deal. No commitment, no credit checks, no worries, because R&R Tire Express, they offer flexible weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly payment options based on your budget. Plus, you'll secure peace of mind coverage that includes free rotations, free flat repair, and more. You're $20 away from hitting the road on reliable tires, so don't wait. Request that quick quote at rnrtires.com or call 1-833-ROLL-NOW to get started today. It's R&R Tire Express.
Warmer weather is finally here, and it's time to bust out of the house and out of your routines. Get outside and try something new, like the new Bacon Cajun Ranch McCrispy. Pair it with an Oreo frappe and McDonald's world-famous fries. Say yes to spring with tender chicken covered in tangy Cajun Ranch sauce. You can even get 25% off any order of $5 or more when you use mobile order and pay in the app. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid through May 19th, 2024 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Excludes tax. Must opt into rewards. Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group, used under license.
listening to The Fast Lane, broadcasting live from the Car Shield studio on 101 ESPN.
Josh Ennis of KG stopped by the studio. Always fun to see him.
Never leaves us.
It's always going to be something that we talk about with Joshy.
Good talk.
Yeah, oh yeah, big time. Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh is Fastlane on 101 ESPN. So Marsh put together some NFL higher or lower. You ever play the card game higher or lower?
Probably.
You get the idea. Go ahead, Marsh.
All right, let's start off with the New York Football Jets. Higher or lower?
Did I say Josh or Marsh? I don't remember.
Who knows at this point?
I don't know. I know I said Josh at one point. I hope I said Marsh. Go ahead.
I think you did say Marsh.
All right. Higher or lower for the New York Jets? Third place in the AFC East.
Oh.
Higher or lower?
Can I push? Is that an option?
Is push an option?
Nope.
Lower.
You think they'll come in fourth place?
They not coming in second.
I think they're more likely to come in second than fourth, so I'll say higher. You get the Patriots
above
in that division.
The Dolphins and the Bills.
I think the Dolphins could go one.
So I said push.
The Jets go two, and then the Bills.
You think the Bills are? So then you answered the question earlier. You think their window is still open? Then it's closed.
Based on this game, I can't take a push. I'm not going to put them in fourth.
They're not beating the Dolphins or the Bills.
Well, they don't have to beat both.
They're not going to be in front of them in that division.
It's either second
or fourth.
The Patriots are going to finish fourth.
The Patriots drafted Drake May.
The Patriots are going to finish fourth.
Give me fourth for the Jets.
No.
Wow.
And I'm not a Jets guy.
Push.
Because of Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I know, man. I'm with you on that. But he said no.
Mm-hmm. I'm not giving you the option. So quit asking. All right. Higher or lower for the Green Bay Packers? Second place in the NFC North.
Second place for the Packers. Higher or lower? So it's first or nothing. It's first or third. Ooh, I'll go higher.
I'm going higher too.
I'm going higher. I had the Packers last year win the division, so that's not much of a reach on that.
I mean, yeah.
I'll say first, Jordan Love. That defense was incredibly young, and they played very well last year. So another year with them. The receiving core was incredibly young. I didn't really understand the whole Aaron Jones and Josh Jacobs swap there, but so what? Yeah, I'll go one.
All right, Saquon Barkley on a new team, the Philadelphia Eagles. Higher or lower for his yards? 962. That's what he had this past year with the Giants.
Higher.
I'll go higher, too. There's way more weapons for the opponents to deal with the Eagles as opposed to him.
They got to run the ball.
Yeah, plenty of stacked boxes for the Giants with Saquon there. I'll go higher, too.
Somebody else out there.
Yeah.
This one's probably a layup. Justin Herbert only had 20 touchdowns last season. New coach. Maybe he plays more. Higher or lower?
Higher, for sure.
Higher.
Because he didn't finish the
he got
year
hurt,
last
didn't he?
year. He got hurt last year.
He missed some time?
Yeah, he missed at least 2 games at the end of the year, if
That
not
seems
more.
to be an issue for him, though.
He missed 4 games. He only played in 13. So
even more reason to take the higher.
You mentioned the Buffalo Bills earlier. Higher or lower than a divisional round appearance?
Lower.
I'll go lower.
Wild card at best.
They really should have been a wild card team this past year.
Yeah.
Wound up winning the division.
Because the Dolphins just said to hell with it.
Yeah. And then they got into the playoffs. I know they lost to the Chiefs.
They lost to the Chiefs. They beat
the Steelers.
They beat the Steelers in the first round.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That was like the game that got moved.
Because of the weather.
Yes. Yeah. And they wound up playing on the middle of a Monday. Yeah. Yep.
All right, let's look at Jamie's Lions. Higher or lower on an NFC Championship appearance?
Lower. If I got the Packers winning that division, based on the previous comment.
It's so hard to win a championship, and when you are right there, as they were last year, you probably missed your opportunity.
Yep.
And it's gonna. It's so hard, man. And to have the lead in that game on the road, and then to lose that game in the manner in which they did, that takes a lot out of you. And I don't think they have what it's going to require to get back and get back there to that point and then make it to the Super Bowl.
Or do you think it goes the opposite way, where you know what you need now to get over that hump?
I would say that if they had more of an elite quarterback. And I think Jared Goff he's good. He's not terrible. He's been to a Super Bowl and lost. He's taken the team to the NFC Championship game and lost. I would say yes if he was more elite. He's probably. Now, I actually thought they were going to draft a quarterback last year going into the season, and they rolled out with him, and they're going to seem to be stuck with him. Not stuck with him, but they seem to be sticking with him again going forward. So,
all right, we have your chance right now to win a 4-pack of tickets to next Tuesday's Bud Bash game for Cardinals and Mets. It's the Bud Bash game. It's the next Bud Bash game of the 2024 season. It includes a limited edition Tony Womack bobblehead. You can text in now with the correct answer to this trivia question, which is, in 2004, who led the Cardinals in stolen bases? Who led the Cardinals in stolen bases in 2004? If you have the correct answer and you're the 101st texter, text in 314-399-9646 to win Bud Bash tickets for Cardinals and Mets on May 7th, and you can get all the details on this season's series of Bud Bash games now at cardinals.com/promotions. Battlehawks linebacker Mike Rose next in the Fast Lane. that sound means. Time to talk a little Battlehawk football with Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to our 101 ESPN Celebrity Line. We're joined by Battlehawks linebacker Mike Rose. What's up, Mike?
How you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
Dude, it's our pleasure. We appreciate it. I mean, you guys have been rolling. I mean, week one, if it wasn't for, Jake Bates kicking that long field goal, but you guys be undefeated. But you guys have looked fantastic. Offense is rolling. But you guys defensively, you guys look like each and every week there's a component that gets better and better. Do you guys feel that way? What has changed for this defense over the last 3 weeks or so?
Yeah, I think definitely as a defensive unit, we feel like, we're more cohesive and, feel like we know what each other's thinking at certain moments. I think, part of that is just being, getting later in the season, getting more reps at it. And I think, too, just having some key guys back in year two and, being year two in a system, I think anywhere is a huge advantage for those guys. So.
Now, Mike, you had 10 tackles and an interception in your last game against the DC Defenders.
11 tackles. Don't you short,
My apologies, Mike. I don't want to short you. You
Mike,
defensive guys.
Buddy.
I don't want any problems. I played fullback. We don't want to have any problems. But you are leading the team in interceptions. Are you walking around the locker room and the facility, letting some of the DBs know to pick their game up? The linebackers leading the team in interceptions right now.
Yeah, I'm not doing much of that. I mean, honestly, I would if, that ball wasn't right to me. So I give him too much crap about it. But, I mean, a little bit, me and our nickel, Lever Hill, he said he's coming after me and stuff. And, there's a little bit of that. But, I'm usually just, trying to lay low. I got to keep those guys on my good side.
Mike Rose joining us right now. He's the linebacker for the Battlehawks. So you're playing on a defense that's coordinated by Donnie Abraham, who had a very good career in the NFL, obviously with the Bucs and also with the Jets. If you were to describe Donnie's defense, like the thing that he wanted to impress upon the players, this is how we're going to play. How would you describe his defense?
Yeah, I think the first thing, I think in any defense, you want to be known for flying around and getting to the ball. So I think that's one. And two, I would say just, Donnie's definitely got a bag full of tricks. So I think the more trust he has in us, I feel like, he feels like he's able to do more. So hopefully as we, keep rolling here, he puts more. We are able to gain his trust and really get into what he has for us. But I mean, it's definitely an NFL system. But I mean, I don't like to get into specifics of it because I don't like.
I get you.
So I'm trying to hold the line a little bit.
You don't have to tell us the coverages and the calls and none of that.
Just in general, things that you guys wanted to accomplish.
3rd and 5, I'm blitzing every single time.
No. We're Battlehawks fans, man. We don't want you guys tipping off the defense or the offense.
For sure.
Mike, so speaking of that, I'm linebacker. I'm sure you enjoy all aspects of the game. Are you more of a let me blitz and get after the quarterback, I'll drop into coverage, or I want to fill the hole and be able to knock a running back out? What is your style, and which one do you prefer?
Yeah, I think, I do enjoy dropping in zone coverage. So I think that's a good part of my game right now. But in the run game aspect, I'm definitely feel like I'm more of a hat in hand guy. Instead, because, a lot of football now is, the linebacker position is going a little smaller and there's a lot more evading blocks and stuff. But
you
I don't know.
Say it, Mike. It's gone soft. That we can agree. Hey, I was taught stick your face in the fan. That's the terminology we used growing up.
Yeah. So I mean, I like getting downhill and transfer my eyes to the running back. So I mean, that's what I feel like the best part of my game right now.
Mike Rose of the Battlehawks joins us right now on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Mike, you're in camp with the Chiefs. and then you were in camp with the Dolphins. What was it like to not only have an opportunity to get, front row seats to watching Patrick Mahomes, but also this Dolphins team this past year was offensively was very exciting to watch. What was it like looking at on the other side, and you got Andy Reid and you got Mike McDaniel doing their thing offensively? What made them unique?
Yeah, obviously the personnel, Mahomes and Kelsey, they just kind of do their thing. They kind of got the keys to the car. And then I would say in Miami, they're doing like Tyreek and Waddle. They're about as legit as it gets. But what stays with me the most from those two camps, those teams have, flashy offices, as people would say, but Spagnuolo with the Chiefs and Fangio with the Dolphins. Those two, I feel like I've learned so much from them. Those are two DCs that I feel like have done it so consistently in the league for years now. So honestly, that's my biggest takeaway of, being in those camps is just and learning from, in my eyes, defensive masterminds.
I want to take you back to 2018. You were in a graduating class or in a recruiting class with one Brock Purdy. How was that at Iowa State, you all being teammates, coming in the same class? I know that really means something, and generally you're closer to the guys you're in a class with than some of the other guys.
And weren't you roommates with Brock too?
Yeah, I was roommates with Brock and Breece Hall. So
you all have some stories.
I'm kind of the loose group right now, so I'm trying to get on there.
Sure.
But I would say with Brock, who he is in the media is exactly who he is every day. He walks the walk. He's the best definition of that, and a lot of his success is not a surprise to people who know him really well. I got nothing but good things to say about those guys. And being able to pick Brock's brain now is just it's just a good guy to have in your corner for sure.
So, Mike, I'm interested. Why do you think that Brock fell the way he did? You said, though, it's not surprising to anyone that knows him why he's having success. So, what did teams miss on when it came to the draft that the 49ers are now benefiting from?
Yeah, I think people are still trying to figure it out. But if there is the best example of an it factor and whatever you want to, call it, he's got it. I don't really have a good answer for that. It's just like I said, I think his consistency plays into it. And, when that kid gets rolling, he did it in college, and when he gets rolling and feels like he knows the system well, you guys see it. He's doing his thing right now.
Sure.
You all got a big game this weekend against the Houston Roughnecks. What are you expecting from them at the Dome? First of all, how are you enjoying the St. Louis environment when you all play here?
Man, I missed it the home opener. So, against Memphis, dude, I was juiced up. I don't think I've ever been. We were getting third down stops, and I'm just like screaming at the crowd. I don't know what got into me, man. So I'm usually not a rah-rah guy, but man, in St. Louis, it's hard to not have that, energy be contagious. So, we got that advantage definitely when we play in St. Louis. I think we definitely need to do a better job in the first half. I think to that, I think opponents play into that energy too. Playing in this league and, going in an environment like that, I think everyone gets juice, So I think we got to do a good job of just getting at our opponent early and just, translate how we've been playing in the second half to, from the jump.
Well, Mike, we're looking forward to watching you and the Battlehawks this weekend. Keep it rolling, and we appreciate your time here in the Fast Lane, and hopefully we get a chance to talk to you again soon.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys having me.
That's our pleasure. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
There you go. That's Mike Rose, Battlehawks linebacker. So how about that? He's roommates with not only Brock Purdy, but
pretty cool.
Breece Hall of the Jets.
You know, we were talking about being college students earlier.
Yeah.
Probably got some good stories that,
I would think
cannot
so.
share. But
Yeah.
that's the best part about college. Like, just the times you spend with your teammates or your friends. We do a lot of work in the facility and working out and all of that. But when you get to go back to me and my friends, all we did was play Bond. We call it Bond.
Goldeneye.
Goldeneye. Yeah, all day.
We were Madden.
Yeah.
Like, that was right when PlayStation 2 came out. So PlayStation 2, Madden. That was like when Vic was on the cover.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
I believe that was 04.
It was 04. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he snapped his fibula.
Oh. Yeah.
In the game?
Got hurt. No, in real life.
Preseason game.
Oh, that was the Madden curse.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what they
Madden
said.
curse. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, he did it in 03 preseason. I don't know if it was Madden the next year.
It was that year.
It was the
Madden that came out
for that year.
Yeah.
So it was Madden 04.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because it was definitely the preseason. It was against the Ravens. Yeah.
Not great.
All right, it's Fast Lane on 101.
I blame you.
ESPN, yeah, I would too.
Or Mo.
Can brand alone keep people in their seats, or does it simply come down to winning? Battlehawks play this weekend. The Cardinals play this weekend. Cardinals are playing the White Sox, though, and the Battlehawks are rolling. Even though the Battlehawks, being in a UFL team, Cardinals being the Cardinals, one's got the brand, but they aren't winning. The other one, they're winning.
One's got to go.
Which one are you watching? That's next on 101 ESPN. 101 ESPN. So we just chatted with Mike Rose, linebacker for the Battlehawks. Can brands keep people in their seats, or does it simply come down to winning? Let's just isolate this weekend. The Battlehawks, they've been rolling, but let's be real here. It's a spring football league. It doesn't compare to Major League Baseball, and it shouldn't compare to Major League Baseball here in St. Louis. But the Cardinals are playing the White Sox, and the Cardinals, how do I put this, have not been good. So can brand alone just keep everybody going to the stadium or keep everybody watching, or does it come down to winning? I know where I'm like firmly in one camp here, but I'm wondering if you guys are too. Go ahead.
I think it comes down to winning.
I agree.
I think, and which one is more appealing to take in? Like right now, the Cardinals are not an appealing team to watch for an hour, 2 hours, 2.5 hours to sit there. I don't know what the temperature is going to be, but if it's hot, it can be uncomfortable if you're not winning or if it's not exciting. Mm-hmm. Where, in comparison, you can be inside an indoor stadium watching a team that has scored 40-plus points last weekend. Offensively, they're rolling. Defensively, they're rolling. Yeah. And they're playing really well. And that environment is exciting to be in. Mm-hmm. Like showing up to a Battlehawks game, I mean, Marshy last year was sitting at the very top and he was enjoying it. He didn't care.
He was awesome. He was loving his life.
The best part of it. So I think Battlehawk games are more exciting, especially at this point right now. And so I don't know that, and they're winning. So Cardinal games are like, man, if you had to choose between the two,
just right now,
I would choose Battlehawks.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I would choose only because I've been to both. Actually, went to both in one day. We've established that.
Oh, wow, bragging again.
I'm not bragging. I'm just throwing out statistics.
In his green seats.
I was not in the green seats. I was not at the green seats.
Okay.
I wish the booze was free. I wish it was, but I believe that I had more fun at the Battlehawks game given the environment itself. Mm-hmm. The only reason at this point right now why I would go watch a Cardinals game is to watch a player that I have not seen yet, and that would be Sonny Gray. That's it.
Yeah.
I feel like I know what I'm getting from this team. Sure. I do.
And we got a text that said, I'm going to watch Major League Baseball. Well, first of all, your favorite team right now probably isn't the Cardinals, so because they're not playing Major League Baseball. I don't know what they're playing.
What are they playing, Anthony?
Some version of it.
Like Corey League?
Yeah.
It's not that. Come on, guys.
You're probably just kind of like, I'm not going to, you're thumbing your nose at this spring football. But if you actually kind of, whether you watch the games or you watched highlights, Battlehawks are kind of fun. It's a fun environment. They're a fun team. They're not, even if they're winning, but it's like 3 yards in a cloud of dust, like 90s style football. Even that, you'd be like, I don't know about that. But they're high scoring. They're exciting. They've got players that are engaging. Cardinals right now, you're not winning. It's not exciting. You're not scoring a bunch of runs, and then you're going to play the White Sox.
They're on the small TV right now.
They're on the
small TV in my household.
You all can catch Paul DeYoung. You get to see him.
Paul DeYoung is he's playing for the White Sox.
Mm-hmm. Playing be a pretty good player on this team.
We got Mason Wynn.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you were to put him in,
he might actually be.
He'd be, he'd be a dude.
How bad is that?
He might be. He's got 3 home runs and he's got an OPS of 671, which is probably like
that says less about DeYoung to me and more about the Cardinals.
Yeah,
like what are we doing?
Just not believing enough, guys.
No, that's not the case, Gary. I decided to believe.
Didn't work out.
I don't think it's going to work.
Like, for me, this is just my personal opinion. I'll use an example. This past Friday night, right, there was a lot going on. You have NHL games on. You have NBA games on. Mm-hmm. You had the Friday night SmackDown WWE draft going on. That was on a larger TV than the Cardinals and Mets, which was I had a bunch of buddies come over. We throw all the TVs out there. They're on the far right TV with the screen the size of that, Anthony, of this monitor in front of me. Like, just, no one cared about it. And then when the game was over, the TV went back into the room. That's how much, like, it was just, the volume was down. No one cared. Like, that's how I feel right now about this team, is they're secondary to anything else going on right now.
Yeah. So in other words, no, the brand alone cannot survive. You got to win.
Yeah,
that's all anybody cares about. Like we do a 4-hour radio show, so we have to talk about various topics and things like that. All anybody cares about is winning.
Anthony,
that's why you're a Cardinals fan, because they've won for a long time.
Text from the 314 says Anthony's defense of the Cardinals is beyond disgusting. They suck, man. Stop lying for them.
Oh God,
it's Bowtie Mo signing your paychecks.
Wow. He must have not heard your spiel that you had earlier.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I believe
guy or gal isn't just showing up. That's the problem. Yes, me.
Wait, what? Read that again.
Anthony's defense of the Cardinals is beyond disgusting. They suck, man. Stop lying for them. Is Bowtie Mo signing your paychecks?
What are you talking about?
Well, is he, Anthony?
Is he?
He's not signing my paychecks, no, and neither is Mo. What are you talking about? What defense of the Cardinals?
I didn't hear one.
I didn't either.
Maybe I haven't been listening, though. I don't know.
I'm not even going to go into Ranthony here.
I was hoping you would.
Can you please explain that to me? Maybe they're joking.
Maybe.
I'm going to assume.
So.
I'm going to assume
maybe
that
they're trying
joking.
to bait you into.
Yeah,
something.
maybe they're trying, like, hey,
Good
maybe
job.
Ranthony will come out here.
That therapy makes we receive when the fight is approaching, and we say, not today.
Not today.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just ask you.
I'm proud of you.
To please text in my defense of the Cardinals, because I think you're joking right now, and I don't want to launch into some sort of rant, and I just,
Hey, here's an interesting text.
I don't want to say something I don't mean.
Maybe you'll rant about this one. From the 618, hard pass on the Battlehawks.
Troy, sorry.
What?
I'm sorry. Troy goes, Anthony hasn't defended the Cardinals since 2022. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It says, hard pass on the Battlehawks. Amateur football. Been to a game. St. Louis is overcompensating. Fans are trying to be hard, or trying way too hard. It's a facade.
Wow. Look, it technically is amateur. Okay, I'm not going to spin it.
No, they are professionals.
They're professionals. They're professionals. They're being paid.
They're professional.
But I think what they mean, if I'm sifting through what they're saying, it's not the high. Yeah, it's a spring football league. But I don't think that's a problem. It's just that's what it is. In terms of St. Louis trying hard and stuff, I do think there's an aspect of St. Louis trying to show, the NFL and everybody that did us wrong. Like, hey, blank you. Here's the middle finger. Watch this. And I think they've done that quite well. I don't think it's a facade, though.
I don't think so either.
I don't think they're showing up as some sort of facade. Yeah. I think they're into it. I think because if you really know St. Louis, and I'm not born, I wasn't born here, I wasn't raised here, but I've been here now since 2010, that anything St. Louis born, this city will back. Period, end of story. So I don't think it's a facade.
I think people just miss football, and they like football.
Yeah, and again, it's a St. Louis-born sport.
Right. The same thing for City SC too.
Yeah,
like the MLS is not MLS is not the best soccer league in the world.
Right.
Hell, it's probably not even top 5.
Yeah,
but
other leagues laugh at it.
Yeah, but
like worlds.
You know what? Whatever they're laughing at, they're probably not laughing at the people that go and support the team though, because they have one of the best environments in the league.
Yeah.
Hell, probably in North America.
Sure.
So,
what do we get? We got a response here?
Yeah, I still don't know if it's a joke, though.
Okay.
The response says, it's not a joke. You wanted Ollie to get an extension. You wanted Matt Carpenter back. Stop the excuses. You sound like Arthur Smith.
When the hell? It's a joke. Thank you. Well done. I'm glad I didn't bite on that, but that was funny. That was really good. All right, good stuff here.
Oh, man.
I like to laugh, and so does everybody else.
Yeah.
Huh? Biggest question of the day is next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals are off today, but they take on the Chicago White Sox this weekend. Tomorrow night, Sonny Gray will take the mound going up against Brad Keller. 7:15 first pitch. We just talked with Mike Rose not too long ago, linebacker for your St. Louis Battlehawks. If you missed that interview, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there, and it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We have our biggest question of the day coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day.
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh with the biggest question of the day.
All right. This one comes from Lou, who insisted that this be the biggest question of the day. Can we just get Jamie to replace Turner Ward as the hitting coach? I can't think of a better combination of wisdom and pregame locker room speeches and a Speedo to turn this team's offense around.
Yeah, I think that I think Jamie would do a fantastic job rallying the troops when things need to be a little lighter in the clubhouse.
I don't know how the Speedo would go over in the clubhouse.
Yeah, it worked for Jason Giambi.
It certainly did.
Yeah.
The gold thong.
He was playing. He's playing.
Well, Jamie's not going to be playing around when he goes in to spark the boys. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I would say no.
No?
And the other part of it that I think is probably the bigger part, he played hockey and not baseball.
Yeah, but the swings are the same.
Similar, but not really.
They're actually not at all.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're clearing it, it's kind of similar.
Yeah,
if you're clearing it the right way.
Yeah.
If you want to whack a guy, like maybe in the face for a 2-minute penalty.
Jamie can do that.
Yeah.
Slash.
He's whacked a lot of guys.
You sure have. Well said, Anthony. In all seriousness, though, at what point do changes need to be made? Because, if none of us showed up to do our job, we probably wouldn't have one, right? Like, if I didn't show up to run this board, now Carey could probably do it.
Absolutely.
I don't know how to sound, though.
He's observed you doing that job for a while now.
Only thing I know is the left 4 buttons are the ones that go up, and that turns the mics on.
There you go.
Other than that.
Now, do you know which microphones control which microphone?
I have no clue.
You
Let me guess. Is number 1 me?
Nope.
All right. Well,
number
we're
1's Marsh.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, then he would be running the board, not I.
And then Anthony's corner is number 5.
Oh, see, I do know which. You just slide them up. Now, do I have to push the buttons
You
as
do.
well?
You have to hit the on button.
All right.
And they
That
turn
helps.
blue.
Okay. Not red.
And then when we want to go to commercial, we hit this other blue button, the one that my pen dropped on that one time.
Oh, and that made
that makes it go to commercial break.
Oh.
And then you have to turn the microphones
I might actually
off.
be able to do this.
Honestly, the only thing that you need to know in the fast lane is how to turn the mics off for breaks.
Yeah.
That's the
It
most
keeps us
important thing.
employed.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you leave those mics on during a commercial break, most of us are being fired.
And usually it goes, and I'll count you guys down, take everyone behind the curtain here. It usually goes, hey, we're going live in 3, 2.
Yeah, then there's a Jamie. We call that the Jamie pause.
1.
Yeah.
1, taking you live.
Yeah, because Jamie's usually at that point telling either an inappropriate story, joke, or something. He's wrapping up some sort of, again, thing that will get us all fired. So Marsh does an excellent job of
keeping us
stopping.
employed.
Yeah. Okay, so getting back to it, what can you do? What can you do? How long do you let this thing play out?
I said it earlier.
This is a
this
patient
White Sox
organization.
series is going to tell a story.
I don't think he's going to tell us anything.
It's going to tell us everything.
I don't think he's going to tell us anything. They're going to lose one, win one, rubber match on Sunday, They'll probably win that, and
Okay,
it's
so
not
they
gonna
win the series.
They
so then
probably will.
We're going in, so then that's 3 out of 4 series.
Who's
that you've
pitching
won.
this weekend? Gray?
Sonny Gray,
Lance
Lynn, and I don't
Against
know
his
who's
former
pitching.
team. He's going to shove.
Has to. So I think they
He's
lose
gonna
that
shove.
final game, actually.
So they win you're right. They win the first 2, lose the third.
You
So
gotta win the final
Gibson,
game.
But Gibson's pitching
Sunday.
So no run support for old Gibby.
Yeah, probably 2 on
But
the
they got
There you
Gibson
go.
pitching Monday. So there is.
Oh.
I'm looking at. Unless
minute.
ESPN has it incorrect.
They probably
Damn
do.
ESPN.
Damn you,
I'm looking
ESPN.
at it. I mean, they don't have a starter.
Let's see
Who's
here.
Yeah, because that would be Matt's supposed to be. That would be his start.
Oh, we're still waiting on old
TBD
MRI
is
himself.
TBD.
Okay.
Against, I believe his name's Garrett Crochet.
He's gonna be.
Okay, so Brad Keller. Boy, Brad Keller's still in the league. Brad Keller versus Sonny Gray tomorrow. This White Sox team is awful.
Which is
Eric Fetty, who is
2-0.
not good for the Nationals.
2-0, Anthony.
Against Lance Lynn. And then on Sunday, as Marsh said, the old TBD versus Garrett Crochet.
Could be a, what would you think? Like a spot start, maybe?
Yeah, or
an
like
opener.
a bullpen game.
Bullpen game.
A Libertor for 3, followed by a whoever for 3.
Could you see them say, hey, we're going to do a bullpen game, and then all of a sudden no one in the bullpen's available?
You know what I would do? And I'm going to be kind of a jerk, but just kind of follow this Walrus King. My grandma used to crochet. That was funny. What I would do is assuming that the MRI is clear for Steven Matz, I would pitch him on Sunday. And when he pitched terribly, then I'd move him to the pen. Or put him on the IL.
Why do you want to put Steven Matz on the IL so quickly?
So that should freeze up a roster spot for somebody that you can use.
Okay, for who? Who you bringing up? Who are you in such a hurry to bring up?
Sam Roberson.
Yeah, honestly, I'm in for that.
There you go.
I want to see what these guys have. And
So
what
that's how I'm
better-
handling it.
Like put them in a position to succeed against one of the worst teams in baseball.
There you go.
Build the confidence.
No. What I'm saying is start Matz.
Oh,
let him get his ripped.
What?
And then put him
his Fanatics pants.
His Fanatics pants ripped, and then move him to the IL. Say, hey, looks like you're hurt, big guy.
So you're gonna
and
bring
then you
up
bring
Sam
up
Roberson to be your starter.
Yes.
Put him in the rotation.
Absolutely.
314 says Gibson is Sunday. It's been announced.
Son of a you know what.
So
Okay.
who are we gonna believe? ESPN, who did ESPN have?
No one.
MLB.com doesn't have anybody.
We're going to believe the text line.
Absolutely.
Text line. The text line. No, the text line is one of our official sources.
I don't know that that's.
It's no. It's Wikipedia.
Okay.
Pizza.com.
Okay.
Jamie's Twitter feed.
Feed. When Jamie is
I had to write all this down.
is
so
on
I
it,
can
and
make
then
sure.
the text line / the snake pit.
And
So
the
there you go.
Twitter feed, text line.
Mm-hmm. Any questions?
I don't know. Where do you get your sources from?
Not where you guys get yours from.
Probably
Sorry.
from the front office.
Well,
that's
that's a
why we
problem.
hear this all the time.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, boys, we got about the board 3 stars of the day. Criticisms come. I don't know if we answered the biggest question of the day there about
we didn't.
What do you do, or
just said-
how long do you wait before making a
You didn't
change
like my answer.
offensively? I did like your answer. I'm just saying I don't think they're. You're right.
Their timeline is as
their
quick as
timeline
mine?
is not. No, they are incredibly patient.
Probably should have been two.
So what
two
would I
series
do?
ago.
I would have traded a bunch of these guys a year ago.
That's not the question.
What are you going to do now?
What about
What would you have done a year ago?
The hitting coach.
Since I'm emotional and quite frankly a little trigger happy with my decisions, I would start trading guys now.
Oh my God.
I would go with a total youth movement.
Just bring them all up.
Bring them all up.
Taking a question from the 314. So the real show is happening with the microphones muted and the commercials playing.
Oh, if you could hear some of the conversations we have. That's why we're always coming back laughing. because, well, that and the fact that Jamie and I never know what we're doing.
What segment is no.
Ever.
And you guys always ask as we're coming back. What are we doing? Both of you.
I
Every
don't
time.
know why I print this sheet out every day.
Or why I even tease.
Anthony jumps around sometimes.
I do.
So
yeah.
I do look at the sheet, but then sometimes I don't.
You're right. I do jump around.
See, look at my sheet. I write on mine. It's not quite like your sheet.
Yeah, I got my sheet too.
I don't know.
Look at this. This is a sign of a psychopath right here. Show this to Carey in the break.
You guys
he goes,
are just
wow.
full of sheets.
All right. Bet the board. 3 stars a day. Criticisms, compliments. Next. missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or your 101 ESPN mobile app. All brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Down to Bet the Board. I think Marsh and I were the only ones that came away with victories.
Yeah, don't remind me.
What'd you have yesterday? Some hero?
Tyler to go over 20.
And
I saw they were down by 30. Knew it wasn't going to happen.
No.
Yep, not great.
Sorry.
Those guys are out of the playoffs now.
Jamie went with the Vegas Golden Knights, who...
Well, for him either.
They're in trouble.
Yeah, that's 3 straight losses.
They're in trouble. Big time. So they lose. Marsh, you had the Cubs, who held on to a 1-0 victory, and I had the Dodgers, who had like a 6-run lead in the third
You
or
all are
something.
rooting for other NL teams, huh?
I'm not rooting
Shame
for anybody.
on
No,
you.
we are.
He's rooting for a team in the division just up the road. You're rooting for the team that's paying to make a roster. You guys disappoint me. I told you earlier what the problem was, and now you've proved
rooting
it.
for
You've
Jen.
proved it to me, the problem.
You know what,
You're
Jen?
not showing up for the Cardinals.
She sends us Halloween candy every year for Halloween. A big box of Halloween candy. And you dive in there, and now
Jen?
you are going to crush Jen. I'm rooting for Jen.
Jen is a wonderful lady. I'm sure of it. However, you all are the ones that are picking.
Yeah.
And you're rooting on a division rival?
I wasn't
And you're rooting on the guys all the way out on the West Coast?
Carey, this is why you were in last
we are
place.
good.
Yeah.
It's probably right.
All right,
I
without
was
further
tied
ado.
for last, just so we're sure.
That's a good point. He's right. I mean, facts are facts. He was tied.
Sorry.
All right, Marsh, you're up first, man.
All right, so I thought about taking the Cleveland Guardians. For some reason, they are not the favorites to beat the Astros tonight, but I'm going to actually look at hockey tonight. Joseph Wool, who is a local product here, he had a fantastic game in game number 5 between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Boston Bruins. I have Joseph Wool making over 25.5 saves tonight.
Okay. I went to my notes here.
He got so much over there.
So I wanted to take the Bucks over their team total, but they already tipped. So I went to my next best play here.
All right.
I looked at Carey. I said the Knicks team total for tonight's game 99 points. That's it. 99. So I'm like, wow, they must have been terrible offensively in this series.
Well, it's because the 76ers owner actually bought over 2,000 tickets, so that's why.
Marsh, be that as it may, they scored 111 in game 1, 104 in game 2, 114 in game 3, 97 points in game 4, and 106 in game 5. So they cleared that 99-point threshold every single game except for game 5, in which they scored 97 points. I think odds makers are a little low on the Knickerbockers tonight. Give me the Knicks team total over 99 points.
I like where you're going because I'm going to go with the total, the over for the game between the Knicks and the 76ers, which is 202. So hopefully in this rare occasion, you hit and I
you hit. Yeah.
Or they can.
You're going to need me.
Unless they do what the damn Heat and Celtics did yesterday.
Oh, well, okay.
Beat them by 35.
Jamie's not scared of the horrible Houston Astros, so he's going to take the Astros minus 136 tonight against the Guardians. That's what he texted me.
That's crazy.
Yep. So Jamie's got the Astros tonight, minus 136.
Could you imagine a 102 to 98 game?
That'd be rough. I could, yeah. It could happen. Absolutely.
Even a 103 to 98.
That would
suck.
My day.
No, it wouldn't.
No.
What's the
You'd
score?
lose.
202?
Yeah, so 103 plus 98 would be 201.
No. Make it 104, 105.
That'd be rough.
There you go.
That would be. That'd be real rough.
Look at him. See what he's rooting for?
Yeah.
This guy. Huh?
I don't like that at all.
He's not rooting for the Cardinals at all. Take that hat off.
Yeah.
Oh, sit down.
That is a sweet hat, though. I got to give it to you.
I'm rooting for the team. They
Marsh,
just don't give me much to root for.
Marsh, do we give away those Bud Bash tickets too? Because I will say the answer. I never circle back and give you the answer to the trivia question. So do we have a winner? You wrote it down earlier.
No, I definitely didn't.
Okay, but
we do have a winner.
You found a winner. Okay.
We did find a winner.
The answer to the trivia question, which was, who led the 2004 Cardinals in stolen bases? The correct answer, guys, is Tony Womack.
Yeah.
Tony Womack
Very nice.
led the Cardinals in 2004 in stolen bases. All right. Criticisms, compliments?
We got enough time for our 3 stars of the day.
Hit us.
Our third star of the day goes to, as Carey called him, the bald head white guy, Dan. Dan Quinn.
Dan, nice job. Yeah.
Our second star of the day goes to the movie Benchwarmers.
Okay, yeah, Carey and I have to see it.
You got to check it out. You got to watch it.
You sure do. And this first star from FedEx Brian goes to Carey Davis's I Believe That We Will Win speech.
Nice. There we go.
Because we will. You just got to believe it more.
I don't think you believe that.
I do.
But, All right, we got stars. No, that's tomorrow. We've got instant replay coming up for you right now. For Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. See ya.